make a cup of coffee real quick, but I will be listening.
All right, let's get this cooking then. All right,
Let's roll.
time for session 21 of Fly Free or Die. Weirdly, also my friend's 21st birthday today. That's a weird coincidence.
Oh, hey,
Shout out. They're not
Oh,
interested in anything like this, but sure, shout out to them.
still happy birthday to them.
The freaking Fortune's Heart, the space station with the Callistocrats, where you all are, is rapidly approaching the day of their auction. These are auctions held sometimes monthly, sometimes every other month, but always auctions that contain items of just incredible fucking wealth. Only a select few Callistocrats ever really participate in each auction, as, you know, to win an auction is often to use up a fair amount of your capital to gain those new pieces. But you guys have been gradually whittling down the competition while posing as Estrier, a Callistocrat who pretty much dipped out immediately upon discovering you guys. Happy to work with you guys in his stead as long as he gets a cut, but he didn't want to be part of all of this. Now, part of the expectations of this is that, yes, there are expected to be, like, backroom deals, bribery, blackmail, that kind of stuff, but violence is supposed to be prohibited. At first, the only violence you had engaged in was to beat up Cantir Sursa. He is a wealthy man who, for the majority of his life, has run a bunch of like military contract work. That's how he made his fortune. That'd be this bastard. You have since met with a bunch of other people. Go ahead.
In fairness, it was a legitimate duel.
Yes, he did challenge you to a legitimate duel. He's a fan of.
And it wasn't. That was definitely not a one-sided affair.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, he has not gotten to where he is today by slacking on the melee. That being said, you guys have done all sorts of events as Estrier, attended dinner parties, tea ceremonies, other people you've knocked out. You convinced Ralvarian Numerous Harrington III to dip, so that... Yeah, I heard you. You bitch. My cat knocked something over, and then like I turned around, he was just frozen in the middle of the room, staring at me. You know what you did. But that was that Bleachling Gnome. Perhaps my favorite of the competitors, not gonna lie. I really like his art. You guys had conversations with Mariyeen, who was eager to help Estrier, and perhaps was a little in Estrier. Oh, excuse me. You have worked with talked with a few other ones. You talked with Zlene and Talernus, a witch weird and a elf. They hate each other's fucking guts because of Talernus bought out this conglomerate from under Zlene. You guys have pretty effectively convinced her that you are willing to go in, or that Esther's willing to go in on like a joint takeover venture to try and wrest control of the conglomerate. And with that play, you're pretty positive gotten rid of Zlene, and are hoping that that news will send Talernus packing to deal with that scenario. You also, closer to the end of the session, went and met with Severon Apilos, a strange, like, Undine Lashunta-esque being that owns, like, a mining conglomerate as well. She had a private meeting with you guys in her chambers, but it was interrupted by a force you all had been pretty fucking worried about him sneaking around, which was Elamar, the sniper operative himself. Despite some devastating crit-like abilities, you were able to slay him eventually and just basically get a straight upgrade to a bunch of James's gear. And then subsequently other people got other rifles as upgrades because James passed things down. Like a really, really fucked up set of hand-me-downs. Just military tech. We did let off last time while you guys had just finished looting, but perhaps the biggest concern currently on the station after some truly terrible rolls earlier is that Aline Risora, the creator of Project Oliphant, an high-ranking employee of EdgeCore, and also a Callistocrat, the one who built your fucking ship, is here and presumably knows that you guys are here too. Obviously, a very not ideal situation. That would be this lady. You also, it's been like I know we missed weeks. I'm trying to hit all the high points here. You guys did meet at the very like exclusive galaxy viewing restaurant on Fortune's Heart. Well, viewing of the Drift. To meet with two rather mysterious individuals. They were both natives of Verces, the Verthani, very tall, skinny people, up to 8 feet usually, with pure black eyes. The pair of them discussed how they really want one item from the auction, that module with a bunch of mining data on it. They are trying to help you guys out as much as possible and even gave some suggestions as to how you might possibly tackle the auction and even getting away with the windfall or any ship you can get all this cargo on. That's most of the highlights. Any questions from before? Very well. In that case, we'll reconvene back in Severana's chambers as you guys finish picking over the dead body. What's the next play?
So James dropped his disguise, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one, yeah.
I guess that would be the question. How is our would-be charge here reacting to that?
She currently is like flopped in one of the seats, trying to recompose herself. Definitely like a little bit showing signs of shock. Give
Can-
myself
Seats
tongue twisters
fly.
today.
Yeah.
Grenade?
What
What's
was
that?
that, Wilco?
I said, did the seats survive the grenade?
We'll say one did. Perhaps a bit more scorched and worse for the wear.
Hey, so Scorpio will go over and just sort of like kneel down and just hold a hand out to her. It's like, here, come on, everything's okay now.
Yeah. Shaw come over as well. That's my medicine. It's not very good.
She looks up at you and she's just like, someone is certainly bending the rules of this month's auction.
I guess that's one way of putting it.
Honestly, for a second there, I thought he was here for us. That's kind of why I just stood up, pointing my finger at him. I thought he was trying to shoot me.
She's like, I mean, you do bear a striking resemblance to him. Perhaps he didn't like your fashion sense, but it seemed like he was here to kill me. Quite frankly, I didn't think I was high enough. Oh my goodness, why can't I talk today? High enough up the list of competitors to warrant a kill move like that.
Shaw looks over. Who do you think would be most interested in going after you to that degree?
I'm not quite sure. Someone with more funds than the others. Lene, maybe? She's always a front runner in the auctions. Tolerinus is certainly the biggest asshole of the bunch. I'm sure he wouldn't mind flaunting tradition. Cantier wouldn't care. If you wanted violence. He'd enacted himself. Miss Razora, perhaps?
Shaw's eyes kind of narrow at that one. Does your business have much in the way of dealings with Edge Corp?
From time to time, our mining interests align. I ship them a fair amount of raw ore.
Shaw kind of rubs his chin a bit. She hasn't been out of character. She hasn't mentioned anything about the data. We only know about that her interest from the data through our contacts. Correct? She hasn't. We really didn't have a chance to talk to her. Correct?
Yeah, although like from how she's talking right now, like it's not really like that. Like the ways she's like built up her life. That was kind of the interesting details. It's like public knowledge that she owns mining interests. Like that's why she's wealthy.
I'm just not sure if that. I'm debating if I want to let on to her that we know about the mining data because I know that's what she's after.
That data specifically, there would be no reason. That would definitely tip a hand, I think.
Shaw looks at her. Assume you're after the mining data in the auction.
She glances at you. I admit, proprietary mining technology and information is always a good way to grow my business. Is that something you're after?
Shaw kind of looks over at James. Before we get to that, is that something you think Edge Corp or any of the others here would kill you for?
She kind of frowns. She's like, I don't know. I mean, I know EdgeCore likes to not only have their own proprietary tech, but their own systems in place. They don't, let anyone else do their shipping, really. They reserve that for their employees. When they can, they acquire new businesses to grow the brand. I'm sure if they could, they would not hesitate to scoop up more mining properties than they already own.
Can I send a message to everyone quickly?
Like a text message?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say if people, probably like if Shaw and Scorpio want to check it, you'd probably have to make like a sleight of hand or a stealth to like not have her notice, or like just could try to play it off as like a random message.
Yeah.
But you can certainly
You
like
know,
at
I'll
least
just
send
send
it,
it to
like for sure.
I'll send it to just James for now.
Okay.
Who, like me, was just looting the body and kind of passing material to each other. Um, and just say, are we missing something about the mining data? Why is this the only thing that anyone cares about? Yeah.
Do you respond to Refine? Sorry, I think talking to kids all day today like deleted my ability to make longer words.
It's been a day.
Everything's monosyllabic today.
Have I been muted the whole time?
Possibly. I haven't heard you say anything.
I thought you'd stepped away for a
Okay.
second. If you've been talking, yeah, you've absolutely been muted.
Okay, I don't think James is interested in the data, but he does agree that something about it doesn't. There's something about it that everyone's wanting to get. Still there, Nix?
What do you? Oh, wait, did you send it to James?
Yeah.
Or wait,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I just sent it to James.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I think in my head I heard James and thought Shaw, but continue.
Um, I'll just reply and say, I think either we've got to try and figure out what about it is interesting beforehand, or maybe we should just take a look to see if there's anything that stands out before we pass it off to whoever. Because it seems like it's not just some proprietary mining data. It seems like everyone wants it.
I mean, I think the big question is we did already promise whoever those clerks were that we get the mining data for them.
The two Verthani, the one in the
Yeah.
stylish fedora hat.
Yeah.
But I think were we planning on trying to copy it or not?
Yeah. Uh,
So
maybe we ask her, like, hey, we let her know what's going on and say, hey, if you want, we can just copy the data and give it to you. Um, is there a reason why we shouldn't hand it off to the Verthani? Is there something special about this data that have disastrous consequences
I
if we
mean,
did?
I'm not sure we want to make it clear that there's this other group involved and really tip us as like against her if she wants the mining data. Because I feel like there's just too much unknowns with it, you know?
I feel like we just saved her from being killed.
Yeah. Well,
I think we can
up to you.
trust her more than those people. Like those people, like
Oh, they're
same with
sketchy.
same with what's our guy's name again? On where
The one
Estrier.
you're pretending to be?
Estrier?
Estrier.
SVR.
Oh, he's gonna betray us at some point.
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
him,
definitely.
him and that group are probably going to betray us at some point. I don't think she would, so that's why I'm leaning towards let's work with her.
Well, if you think
And the
that's the
question
move,
is,
then go for it.
if we just double cross and fuck over the Verthani,
Or how
well,
we're not gonna survive getting off the station.
what do you mean?
They are the ones who gave us the stuff, all the basically the data to get in on and off the ship. They gave us how to defeat the security system. If we're going to do that, or I guess I wouldn't be involved in this conversation at this point, but it's still they're the ones who gave us the information on how to defeat the security system. They know that we know. So
Well, the security system for the auction, not the ship.
yeah, not the ship. Otherwise we'd be otherwise we'd be out of here already.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the rub. It's a question. I'll leave that to you guys. I mean, because Shaw's actually technically not in this conversation.
Yeah, Scorpio isn't either.
I think most likely outcome is we copy the data, give it to her, but we try to figure out what it is before we hand it off to the Verthon.
You had talked last time about seeing whether you could copy the data before it was passed on.
Should we talk to her? She seems to probably know something we don't. It's either we can work with her and she might give us some information, or we just go into it blind, hope we figure it out.
I'm not sure what we'll go for.
I mean, well, while you guys are texting about that, Scorpio and Shaw, are you guys asking her anything else?
Well, I think Scorpio would just be, would just be tend to her and just make sure. Uh, probably, he'd probably be looking in like the kitchenette over here, just seeing like, and he would have just fetched her, got her a glass of water, just say like, here, have just.
Shaw will
Yeah.
try and look after her wounds as best he can.
You start like patching her up. We'll say it's, you don't have to waste any of your actual gear, but just
Yeah, I was.
first aid.
Yeah, I was just gonna do like a medicine check type stuff, or like base stuff you could cover with taking 10 on a medicine check, basically.
Gotcha. And she like kind of takes the glass of water, thanks you for it. Thank you. Well, look, what is your stake in the auction? It seems you're not entirely who you say. She's not like looking at James out of curiosity. Look, I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. You all did me a great service here. But I'll admit it's a bit odd to have a group like this. You don't seem to be the retinue of anyone that I know. You are not Callistocrats.
Scorpio looks a bit curiously at her and then looks very confused at the expression. Says like, lift a gift, look a gift who and what now?
Shaw smiles at that, and I think at that point
Looks you up
he'd
and
kind
down,
of
just like, I guess maybe they don't have horses in Vesk space.
think
We're here
Shaw.
to
Go ahead.
said we're here to rip off the auction.
Ooh. She like raises a quizzical eyebrow at that. She's like, I admire the candor, but I'll be frank, I want the auction as well.
Right, but what if we could give you the mining information, the mining data?
Give me a diplomacy check, I think, because this is definitely not what's supposed to, like, she wouldn't want this to happen in the auction because she does believe in it as like a routine concept of the Callistocrats. Well, this is
Looking
tempting.
at my rear. Might burn a reroll for this one.
I have some channel points saved up.
I feel like that's a good one for me.
I mean, you're not going to do much better than a 13, unfortunately.
Yeah, statistically.
She kind of like soft clink as she puts the glass down on the table. Let me throw that back at you a bit, all of you. Are you here for the whole auction, or is there something that you would like? Perhaps we could arrange a quid pro quo.
I mean, we were hoping to get a lot of it, but we thought the mining codes were special to you somehow.
Seems to be a lot of interest in them these days.
She kind of glances
Scorpio
over
seems-
at you. She's like, the mining codes are what I would like the most. Are you an interested party in the mining codes?
We have some people who'd be interested in them.
There
Would
seem
it-
to be many interesting
Yes.
parties in the mining codes.
Wait.
We
I think I have something.
individually are not one of them.
I think I have something. What if, and he holds up a hand, what if it isn't the data that everyone's interested in, but there's like some really cool thing everybody wants that's like hidden in there somewhere?
That seems. She like looks back from Refine to Scorpio, kind of like looking between the two of you as she frowns. As far as I know, it is mining data. That's the main reason I came for this month's auction. Although I did hear that it had changed hands several times before it ended up in that ship's hold. Like, it had been stolen by pirates who stole it from miners, and the pirates had it taken away, and then eventually ended up in the Windfall barge.
Are you saying the codes are cursed?
I don't know that it's cursed, but that feels like a lot of times to change hands for mining data. Like, mining data can get you a lot of credits. But it feels like if that was the case, they could have just sold that off already. Usually when the Callistocrat brings something in for the auction, they like obtain that object or piece of intel and bring it here right away. It's, in my opinion, I think a little stranger now that you mention it, that if a bunch of other people had it who weren't Callistocrats, I don't know why they wouldn't sell it if it was valuable, rather than pass it on to the Callistocrats. I'm sure if we did buy it, they probably got paid well, but I would doubt well enough to make being a middleman worth it.
Would you be interested in, if we were to win the auction, would you be interested in getting a copy of the mining data for free if you helped us out?
She leans back in her chair, it like starts to crack as it's still like a bit shredded by the fragmenting. She's like, "Oh," okay. Leans back forward. If you get me the mining data, I would prefer I have exclusive rights, but I suppose I could settle for a copy.
You're in the mining business. Who would you say that you know, besides yourself, would have a strong vested interest in obtaining this sort of mining data? Just what names would come to mind? And,
The first ones would
you know,
be some of the Dwarven clan holdings. There's a few different companies. I admit, I know we've already talked about them. Edgecore is probably high up that list. After them and the dwarves, I would say perhaps a variety of military installations. I'm not entirely sure what Edgecore builds with the ore I send, but I do know a lot of it is materia that could be crafted into weapons grade alloys. Apart from them, though, I can't think of anyone else.
Okay.
Look, I can't.
so
I don't know that I'm willing to
aside
back out
from
entirely, but if you guarantee me a copy, perhaps I could restrain myself a bit at the auction. Not give it my all, as it were.
if the dwarves were trying to get a hold of this data from the auction, how would they go about it? Like, who would they hire? Do you know?
She seems a little interested by that question. She's a little puzzled. She's like, I don't entirely know. Most of them are. It's not like backdoor dealing type of things. A bunch of them are just family businesses. I don't know that they would be able to hire like I don't know, attack dog or anything like that.
Okay, I think it's probably safe to assume then that it's not just a mining name.
Yeah, I don't. Shaw kind of nods at that. I'm like, with all the interest it's generating, I feel as if there's something more to this data that is being led on, especially if it's
Yeah,
changed hands as many times as you say. And now we've got
and
he nods over to the LMR's corpse. Now if we got hired guns and other stuff,
yeah,
because
and the
forgive me if
people
I
that we know that want it don't seem to be the main interested parties.
yes, Shaw.
You say she kind of like leans in at that. She's like, so you know interested parties that are none of those categories, not like Ulrika Clan Holdings, for example, or Edgecore or military contractors. Who else would have an interest?
I kind of forget, but like, who were the Verthani again?
You didn't really find out, to be honest.
You know, once a Callistocrat. Lixrana Civ was the agent who was working for him. I forget the other one's
Neither
name.
one of them seemed to be like a legit Callistocrat.
I thought Alexander was. He's not. Okay.
He's dressed up fancy.
Should we
I
show? Should we show her the pictures of him?
Up to you. This was Lixrana.
yeah.
And this was Xander.
Shaw thinks about it for a second. I suppose, but I do think we have to maintain that particular agreement. Without their information, we are lightly hosed.
I mean, if they do try to double cross us, after we get the ship, I think we just fuck off without him and just give the codes to her here.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then if he doesn't betray us, I think we honor our agreement with Estriar.
hmm
We should be prepared to shoot it out.
I mean,
maybe.
Shaw was Shaw. He'll look over at Severana, 1 second, and then he'll say, "I'm fine. I prefer to honor the agreements we've made so far. We've made enough enemies as it is, but yes, I absolutely agree. If we should be prepared for a double cross at any time."
Look, why don't you think over your next move? It seems like there are a lot of moving pieces to this. I gotta get my ducks in a row as well. Are you all planning on attending the Silken Web? You guys know that's like the final item on Estriar's social calendar. That's like the ribbon dancing event.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
I think the only concern at this point is the one who's after us, isn't it?
Aline Rysora, and maintaining appearances until the auction actually happens.
Yeah.
I think Shaw might say, I suppose I would, and I would have one question for you. Shaw, he kind of lets out a kind of a sheepish chuckle. As you rightly notice, we are not necessarily the normal fare here on this station. For those of us as part of the retinue, any advice for helping us blend in at the upcoming event? At the ribbon dance one is what I'm trying to say. I forget
She's
the name
like-
of. Oh, this.
Well, for one, I would wear your best attire. Two, are any of you particularly graceful? Acrobatic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, I've been told that I can dance really good.
And all the
Um,
time I've known you have not known me to be acrobatic.
Shaw's, yes, but I'd be willing to believe that you are, given the extent to which you are able to get to a sniper's nest easily.
She kind of like glances at
no.
all the people who answered, and she's like, "Well,
No. What I was saying was I was saying that to Scorpio,
oh,
not about myself.
Well, one of, if my sources are to be believed, one of the dancers of the troupe, Hayel, he suffered a nasty fall from the top of an aerial silk recently. He's injured. I am sure that, I've heard that he wants to press on with his performance, but I'm sure it must be weighing on him on a psychological level. If any of you all could convincingly step into such a performance, well, it would give you an excellent excuse to be there.
As she says this, it's like Scorpio's eyes just go wide, and it's like he enters like the anime soft focus, and he's just like imagining himself being up on a stage and performing and singing and dancing, and he's there with Sho, and it's a whole thing.
Out of sheer curiosity at this point, what's everyone's acrobatics?
Mine's 8. It's not bad.
13.
So-
Scorpio's is 13.
James, what is yours?
I have been putting into that
13's pretty
since
spicy,
the beginning.
actually. What is
And we'll
the
go-
operative bonus? James Wilco?
I think you might be muted again.
Yeah, somebody just came to talk to me. Sorry,
Oh,
where was I?
Oh, we were just
You're-
curious what your acrobatics was.
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
Urgh.
But I'm
Honestly, that's
SDR.
not
Yeah.
as far, like, as much higher than Scorpio's as I would have thought.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, I mean, mine's not bad, but I mean, Scorpio, damn.
No, it's like I told you. I have been investing in that since the very beginning.
Sorry, what was yours, Shaw?
Mine's 8. It's not terrible, but not amazing. That makes sense. I don't think Shaw can maneuver well, but wouldn't say his movements are necessarily graceful.
And refine.
2.
Ah. Wait, what's your dex? If it's 2.
My dex.
2.
Oh,
Fucking
Yeah, my
rip.
dex is 2.
that would explain things.
No.
Well, well, that's really all the advice I have for that.
Not much obliged.
I guess there is one thing. What are we gonna do about any points over at that him, or what's left of him anyway?
We got the we got the the bag of holding. Basically, I keep forgetting what it's called.
We post another selfie with him.
I think James,
Dark.
wasn't the first thing you?
That's
It wasn't the
fucking
first.
dark, dude.
No,
I
no, no,
already
no,
did,
no.
I already
No,
did that last mission.
Another of the fake ones.
Oh, as like a
So
red
it looks
herring.
like so it looks like he's still active.
Yeah, just Weekend and Bernie's this guy.
We
Just
don't
wait-
need to. We have James.
Well, what I was gonna say is we just break his arms and legs until he fits into one of the bags,
But we are able to fit the other 2 bodies into one, no problem. So.
and then we just shoot him
We just shoot.
or space him. I mean,
Oh, okay. I was like, why are you shooting the corpse? I was like, holy fuck, that seems unnecessary.
That escalated very quickly. Yeah, we can space it later.
Yeah, we'll
but
just
it's
fold him up, break a few bones, shoot him a little.
there's no on board like on station corpse disposal, is there?
No.
Believe it or not,
I-
no, that's not one of the provided services.
And
I thought
besides, he's dead. He's not like he's gonna feel it anyway.
We could always just break into. Fuck was her name again? Closing her.
To whose?
The one who hates us.
Oh,
That's a
Rizora?
long list. You'll have to narrow it down.
I think you mean Rizora, the one who built the ship.
Yes.
I feel like we could just break into Rizora's room
You've
and
heard
leave
the
his body
Aberrant
there as like
treatment?
leave his body there as like a horse head in the bed kind of a thing.
Huh.
God.
What if she's not the one who hired him?
It would still be an
Still a
effective
valid
threat,
threat.
even if not.
Because we don't know who hired him. And he's
Unrelated
not
corpse
after
in her
us.
bed.
It's still a corpse in her bed.
I'm kind of for the moment at least, I'm in favor of as few B&Es and corpses as possible. I think we don't want to make any more mess than we necessarily have to.
I
We've
do
already
love that
blown
the
up this room.
solution to like, all right, we gotta go hide the body. But what if we break and enter and then hide it?
I mean, you guys know I could easily break into anywhere, right?
I appreciate. Yes, I'm not. Your
mean-
ability to do this is not the question.
We could also just have SB carry the body in a bag through a vent. That's also something we could do. But the question is,
The fuck is
can
SB's?
we?
What is
It's
SB's
should we?
strength?
Well, SB has if we put him in the bag, right? Then had SB carry it.
Oh, in the
It's
bag.
like-
Okay, I thought you spent like
Yeah.
just loud as fuck, like robot spider banging a corpse off walls of vents
No,
going
no,
through
no.
the station.
No.
That would be incredible.
All right. I guess my other question, and Scorpio would say here. So you seem like a smart lady, so maybe you could help explain something to me. What's this like quid pro quo thing like everyone's talking about? Like everyone seems to be saying it, but I have no idea what this means.
My headcanon is that Aslanti is Latin.
Can I make that the language I learned when I melded with the sea thingies?
What, Aslanti? Sure.
I never know what to pick for languages in Pathfinder and Starfinder.
I feel
Whenever
like
I
it's
get-
always a mixed bag. And like, well, because certain APs, it's a lock if they have like a lot of one kind of enemy. But a lot of the APs are like very purposefully, like a mixed bag of things. Like speaking
I
Vesk
still
helped a
can't-
lot for book 2, but like we have left the Veskarium like weeks ago.
I still can't believe Bennett took us so long to get someone who spoke what was
Draconic?
it in Dragon Horde? Yeah,
Yeah,
Draconic.
Jesus fuck. Like level 8 and was like, how is no one chosen Draconic in the Dragon campaign? I was like blown away.
Oh.
Every time you would like sneak up on like cultists or dragons and they'd be talking in Draconic, everyone would be like, oh yeah, we still haven't learned that.
Oh, is that in whatever the Tiamat campaign in 5e is?
Yeah, it's that one. It's the oh, what's it? The Tyranny of Dragons is like the 2-book arc, but the first campaign is Horde of the Dragon Queen. Second campaign is Rise of Tiamat. Good campaigns, to be honest. I like them more than other 5e campaigns I've played, except Curse of Strahd. But that's the Curse of Strahd is just the best fucking one.
We're a bit
I-
combat heavy.
I always view Strahd as an incel whenever I fight him.
I mean,
He
it's
is.
it's not an inaccurate assessment.
No, all I can think of is that one meme image where it's like they superimpose Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force on there. He's like, just like, get out of my freaking castle.
Oh man, I love Strahd.
I
What a
remember like
person.
I forget. I'm trying to find it right now, but somebody like made a meme on like they referred to Strahd as like the CEO of incels.
Dude, I just looked up Strahd meme and that was a mistake. There's so fucking many.
So like we're pretty much done except for the one person who just wants to kill us, right?
Yeah, she said she would take part in the auction and restrain herself a bit, but you know, I'm fine with that. It's like it's gonna look weird if there's only 2 of us left in there. I
found
think
it.
anyway.
I just saw the one above the one that I sent. God damn it. Wait, hold on, let me see.
It's,
a tier list.
D&D characters like a tier list of who's had sex.
Dude, the
That's
fucking
great.
lich. The fucking lich in the middle.
Um,
I like that beholders are just their own categories. Like, I don't fucking know what they do. Alright. Making fun of
I
Straw
think,
aside.
Well, yeah, nobody wants to deal with Incel Corp, that's for sure. You don't see them at the auction.
I think we're at this point where like we know we have to go to the ribbon dancing festival, and we were just sort of debating whether or not I should sneak in and leave the corpse in Zora's bed.
I mean, that's a choice.
I mean, she came here looking for us and sort of like she didn't say
think she
anything,
did,
but I was
though.
like,
I don't
that
think
was
she
a
did.
threat.
I don't think she did though.
I
I'm
view
pretty
it
sure-
as a
It's definitely a threat now, but I don't think she's here for us.
I mean,
We're not here with the ship.
You can't just let the
Was-
threat go unanswered, man.
we still don't know if Elamar was hired by her or not.
Well, if
It
she
doesn't make sense to leave some random body in her room that she won't connect to anything.
Nah, fucking do it. Cowards.
I don't think it matters either way if she hired him or not, because if she hired him, it lets her know A, the person she hired wasn't enough, and B, we know we had a suspicion that it was her. And if it
If
wasn't
she
her,
didn't
it's
hire-
still the body of a bounty hunter we're just leaving in her bed as a threat, like, hey, if you fuck with us, you're next.
But then she could also just as easily dime us out to station security at that point.
Yeah, it's in her room. How's she gonna connect it?
Because she, I, I think it's best that we keep a low profile at least until the auction. I
And then
really
we
do.
leave it in her bed.
If you want to do that on the way out, that can be arranged. I think until we secure what we're here for and have a ticket off the station, I really think we don't want to be leaving bodies in our wake.
Can I at least go
I-
go upper decker her shit?
why don't later we send some emails from her computer to the board of directors of EdgeCore like we did with Averin?
Can I just leave a flashbang in our toilet?
Well, like when you pull up the lid, it just pulls the pin.
Bam.
I probably won't get in trouble if I Google what happens with flashbang put in a toilet ring.
You're already on like several lists, Ben.
Boz, I was trying to make another cup of coffee and I nearly spilled it all when you made me laughing saying what happens with the flashbang in the toilet.
And look, I'm not the first one to say it. Someone asked it on Quora on October 30th, 2021. What happens if you flush a flashbang down the toilet?
What you do is you set the flashbang up. You secure it in place, and then you tie a tripwire to the ring. As soon as the lid gets lifted, it pulls the ring, and whoever opened it gets flashed. It also probably breaks the toilet.
Yeah, I don't think the toilet's fucking surviving that.
I think you also take a shit in there so that A, they get flashed, and B, they get splashed with shit.
James on
We are-
some evil shit today.
He is extra chaos with the cereal today.
I feel like we're going to have to deal with her eventually. I think maybe
100%.
floating a threat or two her way might
I
make her
worry.
think twice.
Here's the thing.
I did.
Even you guys don't know if she hired him. You do know that she fucking saw and recognized James. Like that cat's out of the bag already. Because of all your shitty rolls, the only one you rolled high was sense motive at the end. Be like, oh yeah, she knows.
I really think I think Shaw would say, I really think we keep a low profile until we're off the station. I'm not going to feel too comfortable till we're back on the tuna.
Yeah, look, I don't like this lady either, but yeah, it's like let's save the path of destruction that eventually follows us on all these jobs until we're on our way out.
Yeah, I'd sooner wait. Shaw chuckles. I have a feeling this job will go the way most of our usual ones always seem to, which is to say there will be massive catastrophe as we run with our pants on fire. Yeah, he would kind of look and see what a reaction that gets from Severana, but at the same
Severana just
time-
like looks a little disgusted. She's like, what's...
She heard the conversation about flashbanging her toilet.
Yeah, she's just like.
It's Shaw looks over.
So are we meeting tomorrow at the ribbon dance, or?
Yeah, I think Sean, I believe so.
All right. Perhaps
Yeah.
you should leave, and I'll get the security bots to come clean up.
All right. I mean, if I'm gonna be taking someplace to dancing, I ought to start stretching, make sure I'm all limber.
Let's let the lady get cleaned up. We can do that when. Yeah, I agree, but let's get going. Shaw looks over. This wasn't what we had in mind for our meeting originally, but nevertheless, thank you for your time. And glad we could help out. She smiles. Whatever else we
Certainly
are,
been a diverting day.
whatever else we are, we do try to be at least reasonable, even if we end up with a lot of enemies on the way.
Let's pass her our like contact info so if she gets attacked again. We can
Okay.
lend a hand.
Yeah, Shaw. Yeah, I'll just. How about since I'm already at the top of the wanted board anyway, Scorpio and I'll just give her my secure comm code, and that way the rest of you guys won't necessarily get nailed in case she times this out at some point. So yeah,
So
Shaw.
Sorry.
Yeah, Shaw will give her his contact information. It's like, if you need our help, let us know. And he thinks about it. Depending on how this goes, perhaps we'd be willing to work with you again in the future, depending on how all this shakes out.
Well, she puts her comm device back in her pocket. I suppose there's never a bad time to network.
Shaw smiles. Much obliged. We'll give her a little wink, and then we'll walk on out.
All right.
We're just gonna, on the way out, say, I am sorry for their behavior. It has been a long couple of days.
All right. As you guys head out, so
Well,
basically, go ahead.
It's been a week since we fucked with any edge corp. I'm going through with withdrawal at the moment.
Right.
We haven't engaged in pitched combat enough.
The urge to just fuck their shit and just grows with every day.
We haven't had time to absolutely beat the shit out of fucking corporate stooges.
Hey, if they come after us again, we're in the tuna. This time they're gonna get fucked up a bit.
Hell yeah. All right.
Should we just send a message to her like afterwards saying like, you and me 1v1, come alone.
Dude, fucking 1v1 me pistols, hang 'em high.
Oh no, if I do that, I'm bringing the she's 1v1, her choice of melee weapon versus my Storm Dashko.
I feel like there is no chance that we actually get off this station without at least one of us trying to kill her.
Unfortunately,
That
you
is
have
concerning.
or in a situation where we may be forced to have to try at least get her out of the way. Yeah, there's going to once this is us out of the room at this point. Then as we're leaving the area, probably by a back alley route, I would assume. Yeah, I agree. There's almost no way we don't end up with some kind of insane run out the place fight. I think it's a matter of waiting until we have the right time. We need to make sure we have a ride off this place before we do. We tip off the security. We're trapped on this station with no way out.
It's true. It's very true. All right. So it is already evening, but basically tomorrow night is the Silken Web. And then there's a day in the middle where nothing's happening, and then it's the auction.
Okay. So other than the Silken Web, are there any other preparations that were discussed with us by our other patrons or anything like that? Are there any other favors we can call in? Is there anything else available to us, Ben?
Let me check the favors chart and see if we have anything left that you haven't burned yet. Because you guys have burned most of it.
I mean, you can't take it with us, so we might as well. But
I did the item. You had someone hack something for you. Improved the attitude of a PC. Did you guys... I don't think you've used the create a distraction that causes one room on the station to be empty for an hour.
I don't think we've needed it yet.
So there's that one, and then... Did you guys do provide information about a particular individual, location, event, or other discrete topic? I feel like I remember you using that, but I can't for the life of me remember on what.
I'm having the same feeling. I'm not sure. Anybody else? Any thoughts?
I would say, out of character, not really. I'd say, like you said, we haven't really needed a place to be empty for an hour, at least not yet for anything. Just trying to think of what we might use that for.
Shaw thinks about it for a second.
That seems
Me-
like trying to break into what's her name's room. The Edge Core lady.
Possibly.
Okay. Potential.
Yeah, maybe that could work.
Potentially, yeah. Also makes me think of that if there is... I don't know if that would give us an opportunity to try and copy the data. It depends on what. We don't know yet when... what's-his-face wants us to... Xander wants us to hand off the data. It might give us an opportunity while all of our winnings are being transferred in order to make this copy. But
Yeah.
I also have the feeling that we're not going to have a lot of time between winning the auction and faking the docking codes to get what we need and off the station.
We should
I
send
agree with that.
Severon a message just saying, if we end up winning, meet us at this point. and be ready to help us with the copying of the data.
We could do that.
No, I don't like it.
What?
I think that's a bad idea.
You think she's going to betray us?
Yeah.
I think she's the one person who wouldn't betray us.
I mean, they're all Callistocrats. I think she is the least likely. It doesn't mean it's
I
impossible.
agree with that. But if we do, you know, change out the codes and only have a small period of time, I think she's gonna tell that like we might even be changing the codes from her if she wins.
I think that
And so I don't really want to let her know where we'll be.
there is that.
Hmm.
We're not yet tied down to any kind of drop point other than the meeting place with Tarika. Sorry, I'm very tired.
You're good.
Maybe we just keep it in case we need it on the day of. I can't think of anything else we need it for in the short term, unless there comes a particular need to get into Aline Rysora's room. In which case, then yes, awesome, we have that option. But honestly, we've done fairly well getting getting the data and stuff, and getting to the other, auction attendees.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good idea to just keep that in the back pocket just in case.
That seems like causing a distraction that causes a place to be empty seems like a good thing to have for the day of. That's just my gut feeling.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
Oh.
if anybody disagrees, I'm
I mean, yeah, it's
open
up
to
to you guys.
We should map out like where the auction is happening to where the ship is. Like, how long is it going to take to get there? The ships are going to be loaded for us, correct?
The ship is like currently loaded up. They might bring some of the rare, like the more visual items, out in person at the banquet, at the auction. But in theory, like the more you get, if you like get a big enough haul of the ship, like you just sail away with the fucking ship.
And I think that's a good idea. We just plan out our escape route to the docks, because as soon as we have the access codes, I don't want to stick around.
Same. Do we know yet where we need to like have we decided how we're going to do it yet?
You have not. You've discussed some options.
So they gave us a couple ways to interrupt the security system. What
Yeah.
were those, Ben?
Jamming charges at the right moment on the hardware,
Yep.
using the ident code of a different bank account, and there's a small window to make sure the authorization codes are correct for them to send the codes.
Yeah.
Or for the white. Yeah.
Those are the three. Basically, interrupted in that small window, and the other two. And they did give you some short circuiting devices as well. She gave you like a whole suitcase full of spy gear looking shit. What was it? I don't know if you guys added it to your sheets, but that was like the 2 short circuit grenades, hollow shroud, noise dampener, tracking bug, jammer charges, micro taps, etc.
I think Refine grabbed the suppressor for Espy.
That does sound familiar.
I think I have
was
the
like-
grenades.
Yeah.
I don't think I did I grab something for asking?
There was a few of those that are like items they introduced in this AP. I can screenshot them again if you guys didn't grab them.
Oh, I
this
did.
time.
I did grab the suppressor. Yeah, I did grab the suppressor for asking.
Let me see. Here, I'll put it in the Discord, but these were like the items the book added: the noise dampener and the short circuit grenades. Capable of EMPs.
I did not add the grenades to my sheet, but I can do that.
All right. The gang. Ugh. I'll start doing Always Sunny intros for this. All right. So is there any other prep work you're doing tonight, or are we kind of skipping to tomorrow for the party?
Well, I'd say before the thing with thinking about wanting to hear Scorpio would be, he would probably like dress down to his underwear and he's like practicing his dance moves and all his stretches and everything, and he's even got like music playing here, and he's like, man, I can some real moves and I can impress Show and Dizzy, and then all of a sudden he stops and he's just like, and he's like, we're fine. I wanted to ask you something.
Okay.
Well,
I already laughed.
all right. So, James thinks I should have to choose between Show and Dizzy, and Shaw said the same thing. But what's your take on my whole situation?
They think this, and then the other person also thought that.
Let's steal this man's phone and make the decision for him.
I think I would trust the judgment of people who are better at this than me, which for me would probably be all of you. But I think, you know, just thinking about it logically, whether you have to choose or not, probably is not your decision.
He just blinks a couple times, and it's like you could see like the look on his face. It's like you've just thrown a bit of like a metaphorical wrench in the gears, because this is something he hadn't even considered before. Huh. All right.
I just picture smoke rising out of his ears now.
All right. Say, all right. It's interesting. All right. I still don't think the polyarmory's off the table just yet, but you have given me something to think about. All right, I gotta get back to my dancing. And the entire time he was having this conversation with you, he was still in his underwear.
Just doing fucking
Fine,
calisthenic
just kind of-
stretches.
Just say before leaving, really, I think you should ask someone who's smarter at this stuff than me. And,
Well,
and just kind of turn and go.
I mean, I understand, but it's like, you're a part of this crew too, and I value your opinion. And then, yep, he just goes back to, puts the music back on and goes back to practicing his dance moves.
A lot of high knees. All right.
I think Shaw would want to work on a plan with Refine and with James about what we want to do as far as putting in our interrupt for the security system, so that way we have that planned out.
Yeah, I would like to do that as well, and I would also like to decide whether or not we should ask her about the Verthoni specifically.
As for a Sagan?
Whether or not we should see if Severana?
The blue lady? Yeah, Severana.
Yeah, knows who the Verthoni are. Because
Yeah.
they're the ones who want the mining data, and I think we should decide, like, do we want to risk asking her if she knows who they are.
I wouldn't want to do it remotely. That's a thing I'd want to meet. Maybe that's a thing we can ask her while we're at the Silken Web, if they're
Right.
during the
Well,
performance.
that's why I think we have to decide kind of night
Yeah.
if we
I-
want to do that or not, because our last opportunity is going to be tomorrow, probably.
Yeah.
It's true.
Shaw kind of
Fuck.
frowns. Go ahead.
If I get the chance, I might try to like sneak around and try to figure out where Sora is, what she's up to.
Be hard to find her on the whole stage. Well, it depends how much effort you put into it, I suppose.
As long as I can still make it to the festival, I put in the rest of my effort.
Okay. I would say in that case it'd probably be a survival check to like track her down. Let's see. It is gonna be a little hard to find her, although you do get a piece of information, which may or may not be of interest to you, which is that she is attending the Silken Web.
Oh boy.
Between Refine and Shaw, are either of you at all even decent at bluff?
No.
I'm
Immediate
Uh,
no. Did not even think about it.
have a plus
Refine
2.
has not great bluff, but has 10 to bluff.
I mean, that's not bad.
I don't think mine's much higher. My bluff's it's a 14. I kind of want to get up high somewhere so I can keep an eye on things.
But
I-
you would
I
need to be
will-
You need to be Estrier.
Also
Well, that's what-
say,
To be fair, any of you can be extra.
people
It's
doing-
the tech item that makes you extra.
yeah, people doing what is it? Sense motive on me have -2 to their check.
Androids are hard to read.
Yeah.
Although, isn't it vice versa as well? Don't you take it on them too?
Yeah, no. I'm really bad at sense motive. But yes, so it's harder for them and harder for me.
All right.
That's so if you do need me to bluff and be Estrier, I can try.
Yeah,
It
I
just
think
might not go as well as you doing it.
I don't think there are anything too high stakes at the event. I think we may just want to have you do the SDR bit, so I can.
Okay.
Okay.
That won't probably what we have to decide on exactly what we're going to do with the auction, but that probably won't work for the auction.
Agreed. Do we want? Okay, and before we go further, do we want to talk to tell Severana about the Verthani?
Yeah.
You think so?
You want to message? Are you like going to meet? You want to tell her at the Silken
Maybe an
Web, or are
in-person
you
thing.
messaging
Yeah.
her?
I would want to tell her at the Silken Web. Our messages could be traced.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I can talk to her at the Silken Web about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My one worry is that Scorpio. If Scorpio's looking at jumping on stage, he and I are the ones that are best known. If Rysora's in the audience, that puts him square in her sights.
Hmm. Up to you guys. I mean, it would certainly help to gain some favor at the event, but yeah, if she's there, she's there.
You think she'd be willing to admit that we stole from her while we're on stage?
No, but it gives her a good opportunity to reacquire us, and she may just have.
That's true.
She could then just have security to try and roll us up. She's a Callistocrat. They'll believe if they're gonna. I sincerely doubt that there's much in the way of due process for when a Callistocrat wants us out the way. We either have to get him. We could get him another Holoskin, because they're only 500 credits. That way, at least doesn't look like himself.
It's true.
So that might be our best option, so that he at least has a decent disguise.
Like, yeah, that could work. And he's like, here, like, yeah, I could afford that.
I think that's our best option. Because I think it's good. I think it'd be a good idea in order to be able to make some hay at the event. But I don't want to put you exposed on stage in front of the person who wants us dead more than almost anybody else.
All right. Well, I suppose that works out because I think that'd probably be the largest crowd I've ever like performed in front of. Like, closest thing to that would be like, you know, when I would go to the host club to see show, like it'd be karaoke night, but like that'd be like an audience like what, like, and he counts on his fingers, like 15, 20 people.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like show did tell me like this weird trick. Like she said that if you're nervous on stage, you just imagine everyone in the audience naked. But I'm like, I don't get that. Like that would make me like even more nervous.
You would know that this event will probably have upwards of 100 people. Maybe a bit closer to 200.
Do we have any indication of like what are the various? Is the dance troupe like just a whole bunch of different species?
So the dance troupe themselves are the Silken Web. That's like their name.
Mm-hmm.
They specialize in the ancient art of cabaret ribbon dance. And it's an acrobatic dance style where the performers hold silken ribbons to form graceful patterns as they move. As for their requisite members, they are somewhat varied species, mostly closer to like base humanoid in terms of shape. So no, like, you know, bear people or anything, but like Lashunta and like stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I think we can get a Holoskin. We'd have to program a good disguise, and we have to make a disguise check in order to program it. I think, right?
To program the initial, I think so. I believe it's disguise and not computers. Let's see. Yeah, it's using the disguise skill.
Who among us has the best at that? I would assume James, but
Honestly, no.
I mean, it's basically there's no like requisite DC you have to hit. It's basically when you're wearing it, it negates the penalties you would normally take for like disguising yourself as something extremely different to how you are.
yeah. The one thing is it says against perception checks that involve a physical examination. Hopefully nobody's, hopefully it's not a full contact sport. Well, if that's the case, I mean, if it's only because it only helps when well, I guess major features would be a thing. Even if he's still a Vesk, we can still just make him look different, and I think that would make it a bit easier to do. Skin tone, things like that. If you're good with it, then yeah, we can go ahead and do that.
Yes. All right. In that case, I'll go ahead and add that on, deduct 500 from my current account.
It's probably not a bad thing to have anyway, given that we've got public bounties out on us now.
I mean, it's always a good item to have. Are you? How many of them are you buying?
Just the one.
Okay. Sounds good. So how is everyone looking as we arrive at the event then?
Well, it's who has the best disguise skill to help get Scorpio up to snuff.
Can I aid him with disguise?
You can roll to assist. Say that you're like fiddling with the device together.
All right.
It's high enough to assist.
It is?
All right, Waka gave you a reroll.
Yeah, if you want to use the
All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend that.
Yeah,
immediately.
you'll need that reroll.
All right, that's
Up
better.
to 14, more respectable.
As far as how Shaw would go, I think Shaw. So how can you describe the venue to us, Ben? How like are the retinues generally staying outside? Is this mostly for the Callistocrats?
This is like an enormous opulent theater with like classical like red velvet seats in rows.
I think Shaw he'd still be armored as usual, but I think he's gone for like kind of like what we discussed before, essentially the full regalia outfit that these people like to use for their bodyguards and stuff. And I think he would go for one that has I think at some point he might have tried to pick up some as part of to add on to the outfit, something that has a considerable amount of headwear so his face isn't as immediately obvious.
Okay.
So, but I think he's still kind of going in kind of almost like he's still armored and armed and everything. Like if you were looking at him as a bodyguard, you could tell, but he's very definitely dressed for the occasion as far as the outerwear that I imagine they have for the bodyguards here.
Yeah. Very much like kind of like black clad bodyguards, nice suits, but still able to protect their clientele, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Refine, are you any different?
Aren't I being Estria this time?
Oh yeah, you're Esther this time, right? Sorry. All right. And then James, you're still trying to find a spot to be.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check to infiltrate the theaters. Or the theater, not theaters, plural. Okay. You're able to kind of sequester yourself on one of the balcony seats. That is like one of the, private boxes that is currently not filled. So kind of overlooking the theater below you.
Did it belong to someone we've already convinced to get away from the station or the auction?
Give me a perception check. See if you see anything around there. I'd say you would like seeing some of there's like a private drinks box and stuff. Some of the cuisine on display here, you would presume is probably Ralvarian, the gnome.
Loser. Wait, he owns this box?
Yeah.
Gonna leave some gum on the seats.
Okay. Do you have gum? We can say you have gum. It's okay.
It's either that or a breaching charge.
I was about to say, is there going to be a flashbang?
I thought he was just going to take a dump on the seats, but
I mean, there's no toilet here to upper deck, is there?
Yeah, believe it or not, there is no toilet in his expensive private booth, unfortunately.
What else can I do to a seat while we're here?
Just gets distracted from the mission at hand, is like looking around the fucking booth you're in, plotting.
Pranking some poor gnome we've already fucked over.
Fucking goddamn. Just punishing this poor person.
I need to buy some flashbangs for shit like this.
Do you not even have any, despite these plans?
No. It's on my new shopping list.
Fucking incredible. Alright. So we got that. Alright. Then as we are entering, I'm going to describe the venue that you're seeing here. This enormous theater displays the height of opulence. Red velvet seats in neat rows, glimmering chandelier at the apex of like a enormous arched ceiling. The corners of this red and gold paneled walls feature exquisite carvings with inlaid gemstones in a staggering array of colors. They are all arranged in the shapes of wildlife and flowers from all over the Pact Worlds. Soft light illuminates the aisles, and a dark red curtain hangs over the stage. A low hum of excited chatter fills the room, intermixed with the notes of the orchestra warming up. As the lights dim, elegantly dressed audience members hurry to their seats. The curtain rises to reveal a dozen people standing motionless on the stage, bathed in a blue glow. They hold long strips in each hand, the fabric arrayed across the stage floor in a riot of color. The orchestra falls silent for a moment, and then begins in earnest as the performers begin to dance, their ribbons trailing gracefully along with them. You guys, she would have told you where she's seated. She's seated on the left-hand side of the theater in one of the boxes. Are you guys trying to go up to her box to talk to her, or wait till intermission? To Severana, specifically, I mean.
I think we would wait.
Probably wait to intermission.
I think we'll draw less attention that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see them bow and finish their first act. You can see that they are, as the curtain closes, you can see them beginning to attach the fabric to hooks in the air to make aerial silks. But the first act of the Silk Webs performance is beautiful and now over. During intermission, you see people begin to file out of the theater to enjoy drinks and snacks, and you can hear their chatter filled with admiration for the show so far. First of all, I'm saying, give me a perception check. I'm gonna say, James, lower DC for you because you are like literally in a watch point right now.
You know what? I'm gonna blow a point on that.
Up to you. If you want to blow a point on it.
Sick.
Oh no.
The Fortune's heart hasn't been kind to your dice.
Yeah, the Callistocrat mindset is really fucking with Wilco here. Refine, you do see that on your guys' way to the stairs to go up to Severana's private box here, you do see that Rizora is like mingling with the other guests just outside the main doors into like the lobby area. As you guys make your ways to the top there, you see Severana kind of beckon you all in. Well, I see you made it to the performance.
Yes, we were lucky enough to be able to come see the beautiful dancing. We wondered if you might know of Verthani interests in mining data.
Ooh, interesting question. Oh, leave that dice on the floor. Verthani interest in the mining data? Well, I mean, there are a few mines on Verces, not many. They're rather limited for space along the Twilight Belt. The Ring of Nations often imports all sorts of materials from other Pact worlds. I suppose one of them could have come up with some fancy tech that made mining easier on the hot or cold side of their planet.
Did we ever get a picture of the specific Verthani we're worrying about?
Um, I think one of you did while you were from a distance. I think you only have one of Luxrana Civ. If you want to send that one from a distance.
Sure.
Okay, let me get another check here. She leans in and she's like, she's not really dressed how I would have expected. And where did you say you met this woman? How did you meet her?
Shaw says quietly. She found us outside of the tea house, and then she and her companion invited us to dinner later on. So they were looking for us at one of the other events.
Was it a public affair or private meal?
It was just private. It was just us. It was
This-
and I shot. Go ahead.
You see? Give me a sense motive check on her.
Boy. All right.
Yeah, refined. Not really sure. Shaw, you get the sense that she has an idea but isn't saying it, seemingly out of embarrassment. You think it's not probably something she would volunteer unless pressed.
I think Shaw being mindful is that there's somebody who'd be dangerous.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, I'm not good at talking. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
All right.
Are you allowed to do a double reroll? Or...
No.
Nah,
Same single
it's-
rerolls.
All right.
We
Gotta-
can't
gotta-
roll with triple advantage.
Gotta love it when the probability says nah.
She's like, it's probably nothing. But it is interesting
Shaw-
that they'd have mining interests on Verces.
Shaw's not gonna press it further, but at the same time, I'm like, internally, he's like, ah, crap.
Does Refine want to press it? If Shaw like elbows you, I assume.
not great at diplomacy. Um,
I'm also not good at necessarily giving messages on the down low either. Neither of us are terribly subtle.
Hmm. I'd say it's up to you. How like unsubtle do you want to be to indicate to Nyx?
I'm honestly not going to pass it on at the moment. I don't want to. I don't want. Again, we have to be kind of careful because if we piss her off, she could easily just screw us over at the auction.
Certainly a possibility. You guys can also just leave it. You don't have to get involved with it, with whatever she's thinking.
I think. Go ahead.
Like something's been brewing in my mind for a bit. Those codes that the Verthani gave us. Did we ever check those for like a virus or that like give them access to everything?
I don't think you did.
I think we should.
I'd
that would
say
get
Probably
bad,
smart.
right?
I don't know if you want to do that in this moment, but like when you have a second, refine. You
Yeah.
could probably make a computer's check on
When-
that to like analyze the code.
I would want to
Yeah.
aid Refine in that check.
I think after the performance tonight, it might be worthwhile. You said we have like a free day in between.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this a day, and then the auction is the day after that.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
Would if I made the check myself, would Refine still be able to make it later?
Yeah, I'd say you probably wouldn't be able to assist them just for gameplay, but you could probably make it separately if you would like.
How much does assisting give you?
Plus
Plus
two.
two.
If you have a good enough bonus, it
What's
might
your-
honestly be better not to assist and just give it a roll.
Yeah, what's your bonus, Refine?
2 computers.
Yeah.
Refines bonus to computer plus is currently plus 18.
Yeah, we're within one of each other.
I would say just roll for it then. Like if you
Yeah.
want to give it a. I mean, if that thought like is occurring to you up in the booth, I feel like he would try it. How to phrase this? James, you've seen a lot of bounty hunters, mercs, people like that who use, the tech side of things to get things done. Hacking, getting bounties via the net, that kind of thing. You've seen code like that, and a lot of time it's very like personalized to that hacker or user. All sorts of different patterns. What you're seeing here doesn't feel like that. The code structures they're using feel very almost regimented, I guess I would say. A lot more in lines of something that you would expect like a company or even a government to employ. But certainly not someone like acting on their own unless they stole this code.
And the Verthani, sorry again, they're like a mercenary group, right?
They didn't really say what they were. They said they were like hired by like interested parties to get the mining data back for the interested parties. Like they were extremely purposely vague.
Right. But like as far as the code goes, I haven't noticed any like malware or
In terms of like malware stuff, it seems legit. Like it looks like they gave you very helpful intel. But yeah, just
Would I-
another factor in like the building picture of like something about them is not really adding up in your head.
we didn't We didn't check LMR for any communication he had, right?
I don't think we looked at his data pad or anything.
I still got
I don't think he had a data pad on him.
All right. You gotta sleep somewhere.
Everybody sleeps.
except the it's
Hey, well, be all that as it may, there is obviously someone extremely interested in you guys here who would have her eyes out. This is basically going to be a group check while we're at the theater here. To do your best to avoid Aline Rasora, I'm going to need everyone to make either a disguise, a bluff, or a stealth check. Okay, just hiding up in your balcony. Totally fine.
I should probably use a reroll because that was 2 on the die.
I'm gonna re-roll mine because like I still have like a.
It is a
I think
group
the
check,
25.
so majority rules. Like, if 3 of you succeed, you're good. Do
I
with that
would
what
have
Do
you
you think
like a shove.
25 is good enough?
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll.
Although if it's a 2 on a die, then yeah. If it's
I mean,
Yeah,
mine's
it's
a
a
6.
2 on the die.
they say as they
So is that
confidently
you-
stumble themselves into a
one.
nat one.
Okay, I'll do it for myself.
I'm also gonna do one for myself. I have a bunch of points saved up.
Okay,
All right.
go for it. That was
Well, it's
technically
better.
higher.
It's higher. It's not great,
Ow! I went to type and my cat attacked my hand.
but you know what? I
As
will
they
take a 2 to a 5.
I will
No,
take a 12 to a
that's-
25.
Okay. I'd say I mean, if anyone wants to make a sense motive check as you're tracking Aline from a distance. See if you guys got away with that.
just murder in her eyes.
Shot
Whips
is no
around
idea.
and looks at you through the crowd. James, you're kind of like a little bit more easy for you to track her movements since you have that vantage point. You don't see her react at all. It does not seem like she noticed the party was there.
Still want to go upper decker toilet with a flashbang.
Everyone, keep her busy. I'll run out of this building.
It's important, goddammit.
Like, what is it with you and toilets?
Everyone's at their most vulnerable when they go to the toilet.
It is also like, I think I've made this comment for a few different Starfinder campaigns. Like, I probably made it in Devastation Arc. Maybe even this campaign. I think it's wildly funny to me for no reason that, like, every official Starfinder map has a toilet in it. That's an
I'm fairly
exaggeration, but, like, so many of them have, like, the bathrooms included, which, like, it makes sense. Like, that's what a futuristic modern building would have. But it's something that seems so different when you think about, like, fantasy maps. Like, oh, look, there's a toilet with, like, stalls.
I'm fairly certain that Jax in the last game, at the very like end bit when they were level 20, upper decker the alien toilet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like,
On the
dude, that was, like, a
alien ship.
fucking ancient alien ship from millennia ago. But there was, like, a bathroom just off that main corridor.
And Jax upper deckered it.
As he should. That's what honestly, that's what the fucking Civ deserve. They deserve anything. It's an upper decker. Alright. The second act would begin these almost death-defying high aerial silk maneuvers. As the night is beginning to wrap up, is there anything else you want to ask Severana before you dip? And then after that, we'll probably take a quick bathroom break. If the answer is no, that is also okay.
I don't think. Did we have anything else to ask her? I think Shaw, after they've left, Shaw would clue the group in that she knows the Verthani. She's not saying what, but she knows them.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I would. I'd clue the group in.
Okay.
So
And is James Wilco passing on those like observations about the code?
Yeah, that they seem to be government or military.
Yeah.
Maybe
Definitely that
use
kind of
that as
vibe.
like a prod her and say, hey, these Verthani are tied to some government or.
You could if you want to use
military.
that as like a conversation opener with her. You want to float that idea to her?
I can't wait until next level when James suddenly gets a lot more diplomatic.
don't forget, you've also
Sudden
when it
flash
comes
of
to it,
inspiration.
don't forget once per day, James. And actually, this is something we probably could have given to Refine for this one. You've got the item I gave you that gives you a free reroll on like social stuff.
True.
So yeah. I think if after hearing from that, I think maybe at the end of the evening, as everybody's filtering out. I think Shaw and Refine would, if Refine wants to go along, I don't know. I think Shaw would look to try and approach. Would it look unusual for a random bodyguard to approach an old Callistocrat? I would assume so.
Hmm. A little, perhaps. I mean, sometimes they'll send like emissaries to each other. Maybe that's not the right word. Like messengers.
I think he would ask if Refine would want to go along again.
We're fine.
Go along for what? Exactly.
Well, I want to, since wonder if perhaps we can use what he mentioned, what Wilco mentioned about the code as kind of an in to get us. Maybe she'd be willing to reveal a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Because they know each other. I'm pretty confident of it.
I'm willing to do that.
Maybe just tell her that, like, we know that the source of this is either a military or a government.
Well,
Any
and
any information you give us will help us to
Help
prevent
you.
them from fucking everyone over.
yeah, she did mention military concerns as a rival.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
So-
willing to try it.
So Shaw will approach, and Refine would approach her, I guess.
See, she's kind of like talking with her equerries and like assistants, getting ready to leave. She's like, "Oh, how may I help?"
So Shaw would lean in close. The mutual colleagues that we discussed earlier. My friend had a look at the items they sent us, and it appears to be of a military or government make. You mentioned a couple of potential military concerns as rivals. Is that somebody you think? You think they'd be affiliated with one of them?
She kind of looks you a little surprised. Look, the government thing. Look, I had a thought, but I don't. She kind of like waves her attendant, so she's like, I didn't.
And Shaw would
say
have been keeping his
anything.
voice. Shaw would be keeping his voice down. He's trying to, be discreet.
It's like, I didn't say anything because it sounded rather ridiculous. Everything you're describing, the way they were acting, and those Verthani. Well, have you ever heard of V-Spec?
Have I ever heard of V-Spec?
Give me a culture check.
Probably not.
Have any of us ever heard of V-Spec?
Give me a culture check. See?
Nope.
No, none of you have.
I can't say I have.
Look, V-Spec, Vimmel's special security. It's... Frankly, I'm not even sure it exists, but it's a Verces-based intelligence agency. Look, there's a lot of countries along the Ring of Nations, and they protect the Ring of Nations of Vimmel's interests, both on and off Verces, if rumor is to be believed. Although, quite frankly, they're not very well known beyond their homeworld, and even on that planet, most don't know about the organization's activities. I heard a little bit about them from a contact once. I know the covert side of their operation is made up of cells known as constellations, usually with a handler in charge of each. But as for why they would care about something like this, I would have no idea. It just... the information you told me sparked that recollection.
Shaw frowns a little bit. And some credence to my friend's theory that there may be something more to this data than meets the eye.
I don't know where Verces would come in to that.
Shaw frowns.
But if it was data of interest to VSpec, then I do imagine something quite altogether different from mining data on that drive.
Shaw nods. Thank you.
She shrugs. You're welcome. And did we have a deal on you'll get me a copy of that drive if you win?
Shaw looks over at Nyx.
Yeah. We'll get you a copy.
Shaw nods.
She extends a hand out to you. Like the fingers down, top of the hand up. Like aristocratic, like kiss the hand type of gesture.
I guess by now Shaw would see how the other attendants act, and he would, but if it's a kiss the hand gesture, he would do the same.
Yeah, I think at this point,
I would
especially.
yeah, I would assume that he and Nyx as Estrier would probably shake or she and Nyx would probably shake more normally, being since she's as Estrier right now.
Mm-hmm. She shakes Estria's hand. You kiss hers. Well, then it looks like we have a deal. I will see you all at the auction. Good night, Estria. She kind of like looks at you up and down and turns to walk away. Alright. We'll pause there, take a bathroom break, and then we'll come back and make some final plans.
So it's 120 for flashbangs.
120
For-
for
yeah.
flashbang's not too bad.
For a basic
I'll,
one.
I'll grab. Yeah, let me just see. So I'm selling the.
You don't need much if you're just upper decking somebody.
Yep. I mean, oddly enough, I looked at the effects. Like all there is like it increases the range. Flashbang.
Speaking of, I hope everyone likes the alternate costume I did there. I just kind
Yeah,
of
that
threw
was
that
good.
quickly together
You-
in
dude,
Hero Forge.
Dude, you work fast.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta put a thing. Unfortunately, I don't have any like additional codes for it, but I know Hero Lab has, or Hero Forge has their Black Friday thing soon, which has a bunch of discounts. But if you go to Hero Lab through my website, I get a kickback on those, which is nice.
Oh, cool. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Noted.
Yee.
Okay, so I'm buying 3 flashbangs.
3 flashbangs? Hell yeah.
Yeah, sorry about all the chaotic shit. I got finished with my first aid course, so I'm very tired, drained today.
No, you're
It's
fine.
we all see. Dude, I am.
It's a
I
tired
am-
Thursday day. I've barely been able to talk.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I'm-
you guys ever done like the actual first aid courses, but like I
Um,
think combined total probably like 10 or 15 minutes worth of just CPR, which is
yeah.
yeah.
I did the. I have to get. I have to be CPR like first aid certified for school, to work at school.
Yeah,
Although I think
I
I
just
think I
had-
a refresh course soon coming up.
I just had a bananas day, so I've been up since 3:30 in the morning and I had to work for 12 and a half hours, so just a long day.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure, honestly, I'm not sure how I'm still this awake. So, which means tells me that probably somewhere in an hour or so I'm going to suffer a monumental crash, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, we'll see where we're at. Maybe we'll end a few minutes early. See how we're feeling. But
40 ounces of coffee doesn't hurt either.
Jesus. Okay.
No, black coffee, no creamer, no nothing.
Oof. Oof. Intense.
I don't know if I ever will. I'm not really a coffee drinker. I've never drank for.
I'm not a huge coffee guy, to be honest.
Should probably cut back.
I'll have
Honestly, I
energy
feel like-
drinks more than I will coffee by a mile.
See, I can't drink any energy drinks anymore because after I nearly died, if we're being realistic, doing an all-nighter in college at one point. I drank an entire 12-pack of Vault in one night.
Oh, Jesus.
And since then, I don't do energy drinks anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like caffeine's the kind of thing where if you use it once in a blue moon, it can be very helpful. But if you use it every day, the effect sort of lessens.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
100%.
try not to use it every day because diminishing returns.
I drink 2 or
Although
3
the other
cups a
day,
day.
I like Red Bull's usually my go-to, but or sometimes the white version of Monster. But one of the other teachers in my school was like, "Oh, like Monster is
Oh,
like
why?
so gross and too much caffeine. Like I have these," and like had like a Celsius, if you guys know those ones.
Mm-mm.
It's supposed to be like one that like helps you burn fat and like that kind of energy drink. It's like half the size of a Monster can. A Monster can has 80 milligrams of caffeine. A Celsius has 200.
I think Bang has like 300.
I think so.
Sounds about right.
I drank like half of one of the Celsius. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I like drank half, and I was like, I feel like I'm dying. My heart is so fast. Like, and then she was like, look, it's not as bad as Monster. I like started reading the ingredients on the back, and I was like, this has more than double what I usually have. I was
Yeah,
like, you drink these like every day? Are you all right?
Yeah, like
I-
my have the opposite problem. Where it's like I barely notice. Like I'm drinking decaf right now, but I will drink usually like 20 or 30 ounces of straight black coffee a day. And the problem is that because I am in a high stress job, it's difficult for me to try and cut back and detox because then I am in
Then you're tired.
I'm exhausted and passing out in meetings, and that looks
Yeah.
bad.
That's fair.
You need to pick up a cocaine habit.
That
The
looks
only
even worse.
logical fucking solution. Oh, also, so yeah, you guys get your rest. No interruptions.
Question
Buy your stuff.
though.
Yes.
Question. How did my performance go?
Oh yes. If you want to do your performance, I need a acrobatics check.
All right. All right. This is like my highest thing, so this has got to work for me.
Forgot to roll that earlier. That's my bad.
All right, 23.
Okay. It's like moderately good. It's one of those like they have like a set routine they practice all the time, and you're trying to like stumble your way into it. But the troop manager is you know, grateful. She's grateful that you like jumped in, so she's gonna give you some of the proceeds.
Yay.
So you guys get 2,000 credits.
Think of all the flashbang.
So 500.
Think of all the flashbangs.
So we each get 500.
Yeah, I would split that with you guys.
Perhaps more interestingly, she gives you a improvisation adornment, Mark II.
Ooh, 2 rerolls a day.
While wearing this item, hers specifically is like a silk scarf. But while you wear it, if you fail a bluff, culture, diplomacy, intimidate, or sense motive, reroll the check and take the better result. And I think this one, I think it's 2 per long rest.
It's 2 per day. Yeah, because the one that we could only afford the Mark 1 for previously.
Yeah, 2 rerolls. There it is.
That's
Nice.
Indeed.
Thanks. It's like I've been practicing my moves because I really want to impress my girlfriend. My friends.
He's like, she's like, if you dance like that on just a little bit of practice, I'm sure you'll be able to impress anyone you want, especially if they're an entertainer.
It's this rather sly grin across his face. All right. Well, thanks for. I'd love to join the rat party, but my friends here, they've got some important stuff we need to do. But thanks, and break your legs. And he just dashes out the door.
And chuckles as you leave. Break your legs. All right.
He walks off stage a minute later and breaks both of his
Oh
legs.
yeah, just like
And it's
snaps
fine.
both immediately.
No, it's like no. That's the thing. Like, it's either you don't say good luck, you always say break a leg.
Yeah, break a
Don't-
leg.
never say good luck. But
Break
of course,
a leg, not both legs. That'd be brutal. How would you perform? Okay, so you got that. Let's go through my notes. Buying flashbangs, obviously. Figure out who to get that improvisation gear,
Yeah, who do we want to give that to?
and then any other prep work you have. Today's the day to do it before the auction.
So we still need to get the security system, like all the code thingamabobber set up.
Yes.
Alright, so we have to do that today.
I'll go sneak around with SB to set that up. You here,
If you're
Dave?
going to install it, are you trying
Yeah.
to like sneak in? How are we doing this?
Well, how close? Like, where in the auction house or on the auction house do we need to be with it?
Let's see.
And if we need to, this can be when we call in that distraction.
Sure.
I
I think also I don't think I added it.
You'd have to be in the building. Basically, it would be in the back storage room, which is also like where the like servers are for the auction house. Basically, it's like just off the main hall. Here, I can bring us back over to that map. You guys didn't explore it all last time. It was just like the public areas, but you know it's this door up here in the very top right.
I think we'll call him maybe we call him the favor now to do that.
I think so. Make sure
I think
that
that's wise.
yeah, and it's just we can't empty the whole auction house, right? Or is there anybody around in general right now?
I mean, there's definitely like people there setting up, like people doing just their daily jobs at there. This is also like a meeting house. There's meeting rooms in the building as well.
I think we go ahead and call in our favor to make sure that the server room is empty. Are you guys good with that before I use our last resource?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good decision.
Yeah, that's perfect for that.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll go ahead and do that.
Alrighty. There you kind of call in this last favor for Estrier. There is a whole commotion set up. Seems like there are like business, like a temporary, almost like a flash sale, but a like miniature auction down the way, and the auction house is being closed up for now. You see people filing out, leaving it empty. You guys kind of scuttle in. No stealth check needed. You are alone in here, but it will be a check. Computers to hack it, engineering to rewire it, but to open up the back room. Assuming you're going
Computers or
to
engineer.
Which one do we want to go for?
Computers. I can aid you with it.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and roll to assist, and then go ahead to make your actual roll. Oof, beautiful. Okay. You kind of, glancing around still a bit nervously, hoping this distraction lasts, but if your allies to Estrier be believed, should last about an hour. You guys can make your way into the back room over there. And exactly what are you installing? 'Cause there are, multiple solutions here.
What do we see in this room?
Give me a perception check as you're looking around.
James probably did that better, to be honest.
Right. At the moment, this is like the item storage room. You can tell that it's definitely meant to hold items that are being auctioned but aren't on display. Although there's nothing in it currently. Final moves should happen tonight. There is also kind of like dead center there some server banks that maintain the ability to have all of this banking and bidding work and work quickly.
Right. Do we see anywhere that I think I could just leave SB? Out of curiosity.
Say that again? Part of that cut out for me.
Is there anywhere that I think like SB could just
Items.
Okay, no vents or anything?
No, this room seems to be like very intentionally secured.
What happens if we used a glass cutter to like cut a hole through something to hide SB?
Like directly into the wall?
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably take steps to try to obscure that fact, but there'd be the risk of discovery. Do you have digging tools to do that, or any sort of like adjustment tools?
Yeah, we have a glass cutter M Mark II.
Okay. I mean, that would probably cut through. The question would be, how would you like obscure that after? I
So,
would say
mean,
it would work, at least the initial cutting, because it would be sorry, man. Network is being weird right now. Got all unstable all of a sudden. You have the full hour, so like you're able to cut into it, no check needed. It's just what are you gonna do afterwards?
I place the panel back and just sort of have SB hold it there in place.
Okay. I mean, hey, if you want to give it a try.
Does
do we
that make sense?
risk it,
I don't
or-
know if that's the right
well,
decision or not.
so what were the we could set the disruption charges, which I don't think frying the whole server is the right idea, but I think we set those in a conduit somewhere. Ben, I think, where did he say?
Basically, like as near the device as possible. There are like spots in the device you could hide something like an EMP that's smaller.
Oh, on the servers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have that.
Easier to hide an EMP on it than EMP grenade than a whole robot.
Otherwise, would we have to use a computer's check to be able to basically be in the system beforehand so we can interrupt the funds transfer?
The actual servers themselves, like, could SB fit inside of a server?
Has to be
Not
a
unless
small
you like
size.
even small size. Not unless you like hollowed out some of that computer. You could probably make a check to do that. To be like an engineering check to see if you could make a space big enough for SB without like degrading the computer enough that they would notice.
Can we make a check to see if that's, like, if we know how to do it before we start?
Like, is
Making
it
shit apart.
possible? Do you mean?
Yeah, like, is it possible for me and SB to, like
Yeah, I'd
figure
say
out
we
what
could
we-
do like 2 engineering checks. One, actually, do probably a physical science check to about the feasibility of this.
how's your physical science?
It's not bad.
Well, I rolled a 6.
Let's see. So a 19, 20. I think you guys kind of putting your heads together would realize this is certainly possible. I would say with your bonuses, you think you probably have a little bit less than 50% chance of that working.
Okay, you can remake SB, right?
Yeah, no,
Just
SB can
as a-
definitely be remade.
I think we take the sonic suppressor right now. I'll give it back to you, but I think I don't know how you
I'll
feel
give
about this.
all of SB's weapons over.
Yeah, I don't know how else to put this. Can I streamline SB?
Yeah, go for it.
Just hacking off limbs? What are you doing?
Yeah, anything not important.
I would say if you want to hack off. I mean, if you want SB to do anything, it needs like manipulator arms. But I guess if you wanted to hack off like the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say you could probably take 10 and do that on SB. You would still need to make the requisite engineering check to hollow out part of the computer. I'd say it's probably going to be a little bit closer to 50 or over 50% chance now if you're going to make SB incapable of running.
Okay.
Whoever wants to do it, be my guest.
SB's yours.
I don't know. You go for it. You better.
Okay,
what's the check? What's the check?
It's engineering.
D100.
Oh.
I
What's
thought you
your
were like
engineering?
D1
Not a D100.
13.
13.
I was saying like I was just like looking at your like bonuses when I said like about like
Yeah.
50%, if that makes sense.
Sorry, what was your engineer?
17.
I will have you do it through SB before I start yanking bits off.
Okay.
And I'd like to aid.
Okay, even 30. All right. A truncated version of SB is crammed up in one of those server computers, which will seem slower than it normally is, but not enough to arouse suspicion.
All right.
Intriguing play.
Yeah, I
Excuse me. All right.
oops, sorry.
Sword circuit grenade. Are you planting anything else?
We probably should have some redundancy just in case. I think would be wise.
Whatever jammer we got from those guys.
We have the jammer and we have the EMP charges.
I'd say up to you guys, whichever one you want to try to hide in there.
I'd say EMP, we could like shut off all the security and just grab everything and run.
Well, we're still gonna have to get on the ship somehow.
We'll figure that out later.
Well,
This
we-
is a backup, is what I'm saying.
It's like our constant plan for like everything. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, we have to have the access codes for the White Wind, otherwise we won't even get near it.
Yeah, that's. I think
The,
probably
the
the
codes
jammer,
are
'cause
what's
that
going to
can
let you get
us
into
that.
the ship,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. So I think we should take the jammer just because that can get us the code stuff going, right? I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
They,
and I
you know,
think it's
one of her suggestions was like if you can do all that shit at like an opportune time, you could potentially like, oh, like we have the codes we need, even though like the computer should be registering that we shouldn't.
okay. I'm in favor of like the less destructive stuff in this case, just because when we start blowing things up, then we're gonna have to get the hell out as quick as we can.
Very well. Any final prep things you guys want to do today, or are you getting ready for the auction?
What else do we need to do? So we've got the server room set rigged up. We were down to basically 2 competitors, and one of them is going to go easy on us supposedly. Can anybody else think of anything?
Sounds like not.
Might be worth mentioning to the Verthani. Is it worth mentioning to the Verthani that we're set up? Is see if they have anything else to add.
You can shoot him a message.
What do you guys think?
Oh fuck, he's still here.
What a
He
what?
did indeed stay.
That guy.
Oh shit,
Which guy? Oh,
Elf man.
Does he seem blissfully unaware of what's happening with his company?
Oh, give me a sense motive check. This will be the next day, basically. Make the sense motive check because you're getting ready to do the actual auction. But that day, you can make a sense motive check. See if
Who gets? How are we splitting the 2 adornment implements of adornment? Because
I think this time having James be the Estrier is better.
are you taking the Mark II or the Mark One?
I'll take the Mark II. Someone else can grab the Mark 1 for now.
anyone green is just like extra less named Calistocrats who are trying their hand at winning a few items, but even if it's not very good. But there are more than just the 3 and then you guys in here.
Okay. Scorpio, how's your Scorpio? None of my social skills are particularly good, so either Scorpio or Refine should take the other one.
I think Scorpio should take it because I'm gonna probably just be having to do a lot of manual control of SV during this. I think at the end.
Okay.
I
right.
assume is what's gonna end up happening.
Okay, so quick thought: if he
Mhm.
doesn't already know that his company is being bought out from
Well,
under
we should
him,
tell
maybe
him for sure.
yeah, like quickly tell him like it's happening now, like the deal is going down and his company is about to be taken from him. Did we hear anything back from SGR about if he'd be willing to buy the company?
It's hard to get signals that fast because we're in drift space
Okay.
right now. That's why like we haven't heard back from like Dizzy and them yet because like you're sending them out, but like it's a delay.
Yeah, it's like I was telling Shaw. It's like it's the reason why I hadn't like thought about. Hey, how about we ask Shotzi if she knows anything about this V spec, because even if she does get it, by the time we get anything from her, we're gonna be well out of here. That, and also I'm afraid that as soon as we get in touch with her, she's gonna be like, "So, how's that plan to assassinate the rest of the family going?"
Slow.
Slow without you guys. All right. So if you guys want to put yourselves on the map here.
Again, go ahead.
Where
ahead.
are so where is everyone else going to be? Because I'm being SGR.
Here, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring Estrier's token back onto this map, so you can use it.
Ben, you said that we're supposed to operate as basically like support crew for the Callistocrats in this case, right?
Yes. Also, you should be able to move Estrier
Can
around
I-
now if you wanna try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can one of you guys hold my sniper rifle so it doesn't look like SGR is just packing?
Oh yeah, I'll hold the sniper rifle. I'm good at holding those.
I will say other like people have aids with them that do have weapons stowed.
Yeah, with the sniper rifle, I can break it down, but it would take like an entire. I think it's a minute to put it together.
Yeah. It's meant to get
I
through a
think it's better-
checkpoint and then you build it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a full minute. It's only 10 rounds.
So if I have it built in, and just like give it to Refine so she can hold it.
Okay. That should work. All right.
All right.
Once you feel situated, I can read the intro part. All right. There we go. Okay. Refine, are you on the map?
Oh. Place myself on the map.
Okay. The auction hall this... Oh, actually, before I describe anything, you want to give me a sense motive check on our boy? Tolerinous, to clarify.
I think
26. James, who currently looks at Estrier, you think he is trying to hide it. He's definitely angry. You get the feeling he does know about the company stuff right now. He probably has delegated someone else to figure that out. Because he really wants to be in here to try to take what he can from the auction. He needs some of that.
Can somebody quickly send a message saying like spoof one of his lackeys saying, "Hey boss, like whoever whoever the fuck he sent to go deal with it is backstabbing him.
I mean, it'd be hard. Yeah, I don't think you guys know any of like his attendants' names or anything.
Would somebody be able to like sit next to him and hack his phone?
I got nothing.
Could try. It'd be a computer's check to try and remote hack. You would assume he's got pretty high
mean, I
level gear
can-
though.
I can do it from here because I can remote hack. I just don't know if that's like something that's gonna go well.
I don't think it's worth the risk at this point. We're this close.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
I feel like it's gonna be all this work, and we're just gonna get beat on the diplomacy rolls.
Oh, don't put that out there.
Well, aren't we already planning to steal?
If we have to. I mean, as much as we can.
Uh,
You said sorry, were you gonna say something, Scorpio? Ooh, my ears just popped.
No, I'm good. You got everything over, and I'm sure Scorpio's sitting there, and he's wearing his scarf, and he's like, man, this thing's really nice. I mean, gotta imagine the thread count on this thing's gotta be super high.
Oh yeah. Astronomically high. Infinite threads.
The infinite threads of the universe.
I think Shaw's enjoying kind of like the black tie look.
It just looks like that the rest of the campaign. Alright.
It's like you've got like what is it, like the John Wick suit that he gets from the Continental, where it looks really nice, but it's also bulletproof.
It reminds
I
me
don't
of
think
I don't know if anyone read these books, but the Skullduggery Pleasant books. They have like suits that are bulletproof. Cause magic.
Abadar Corp travel suit.
That's true. Okay.
oh,
Seems like we're squared away. The auction hall is buzzing.
Wait.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay. What's the idea?
Can I post a fake announcement from Zlanai of live streaming taking over Toleranis's company?
You could try.
Like on the news feed.
It'd be a
Yeah, no, just like
what? Like she's streaming it on
Just like
Twitch.
a
Watch me buy this man's company.
no, not watch me, but just like I heard she's gonna live stream it at like X time. Watch me buy this dude's company. You know, that sort of thing.
I'd say give me a bluff to see how well you can write that as Zlane.
Okay.
Did I make the bluff check?
I guess
would
if
it
you
have to be?
write the post, sure.
I gotta say, I don't think fucking with him at this late point's a good idea. I know it sucks having him here, but I don't know if it's worth the risk.
Even if he doesn't believe it, I think like there's no downside to trying it.
Yeah, I don't think like just
He's
some
already
random
paid.
internet post is gonna.
You could also,
Yeah.
I will say, you can, like, we can flavor that as part of the roles you can take on during the auction.
Because at the
'Cause
very
remember,
least,
there's
if he's
gonna
not
be,
gonna
like,
leave,
Everyone
yeah,
can be
he's
like,
at least gonna be distracted.
yeah. Because everyone can be like, there's
Distracted.
bidder, then there's like analyst, distraction, hacker, observer, persuader, as the auction's going on. I mean, you can try to do it beforehand, but also if we want to just flavor it as that, we can. Because that
I think
does
we'll save
sound
it
like
for
a
the
hack distraction.
actual- I think we'll save it for the rolls.
Yeah.
The auction hall is buzzing with activity. As attendees trickle from the outer rooms into the bidding room, a smiling brown-haired woman standing at the lectern taps her microphone with a gloved white hand. "Welcome," she exclaims, gesturing at the rows of seats. "I am Janira Deline, executive assistant to the CEO captain of Fortune's Heart, and I'll be your auctioneer today. On behalf of CEO Captain Merez, I'd like to welcome you all to this month's auction. I hope everyone's been enjoying themselves profitably while on the station." A murmur of assent rises from the audience, and her smile widens. "Excellent. If everyone would please take your seats, you'll find your auction data pads already plugged into the armrests. Bidding will begin momentarily." All right. So,
Would it be too much if I sat down next to Rosora?
as Estrier,
Yes.
that's up to you. But I'm gonna break
Yes.
down now that we're in at the time of.
Because sorry, just because one of my I could try to sleight a hand if she tried to go for something like sleight a hand. She backs out of the bid.
It would absolutely be too much.
Um,
At least that's why I think.
I-
People think different.
if this affects any decision, I'm gonna go through the general structure of what we're gonna do here. So the auction comprises two main events. First, various miscellaneous items are gonna be auctioned off, followed by an hour-long break during which the attendees can socialize, network, and enjoy refreshments. After the intermission comes the main event, the auction of the Windfall Commerce Barge itself. Most of the gear that you guys have seen, that's first half auction stuff. The ship full of a bunch of even crazier treasures, that's what you're really after. During the auction, each of you guys can select one of the following rules. Whoever's Estrier needs to be the bidder, because no one else is going to be believably bidding on this stuff. But there is also the analyst. They keep an eye on the competition, figure out their strategies, and forestall any gambits against the other PCs. You're going to use, if you're an analyst, you'll use Sense Motive as your check. You can be a distraction. They mingle with the crowd, strike up conversations with rival bidders, using other ploys. Anyone who's being the distraction role will use bluff checks. The hacker can interfere with bids to ensure they arrive at the central auction computer a bit too late after the cutoff times. That is computer's check. There is the observer, who could use perception to identify rivals and hone in on targets. And there is persuader, who approaches other bidders and encourages or threatens them to stop bidding and save their credits for something else. Persuader would use intimidate for their check. So on a mechanical level, the options for the backup people, you can use Sense Motive, Bluff, Computers, Perception, or Intimidate, and you can rotate those in between rounds of bidding. For the bidder, basically you're going to attempt checks versus different DCs. Your initial bonus is equal to your initiative modifier plus your wisdom modifier. Any other PC is successful, you get +2. That make sense so far?
So, sorry, the bid DC is my initiative plus my wisdom modifier.
That is what you're
Or am I
rolling. That's how you do it.
Okay, so I have a +5 instead of a +3.
And then everyone else can use either, depending on what role you take, Sense Motive, Bluff, Computers, Perception, or Intimidate. So 5 other choices. If any of them succeed during the round, they give you a +2. There is no penalty for failure, however.
All right. I'd actually probably be fairly good as the bidder, but because I have a really good initiative. But The only of the other skills, the only one I'm have any kind of points in is observer. My perception is the best of them.
Looking over mine,
What's your
I'd say my best one would be intimidate because I get +5. Next one would be bluff, but I'm only getting +1 on that.
Yeah, I get
What-
a. Go ahead.
what's your initiative?
My initiative's 8.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better
So-
than mine. Mine's only 3.
But my wisdom is only mediocre. I only get a +1, I think. So I think what's your total bonus for yours?
5.
So mine would be a 9.
Do you want to quickly swap roles?
It might be best in that case, weirdly, because like I have the improved initiative feat is the thing. I don't know if Ben would that count for this?
I believe so, because that modifies your initiative.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then that's the best I've got because I can. Because does anybody else beat an 8 on initiative?
I'll say in
Nope.
terms of in terms of the auction manifest, there is we're gonna streamline the mechanics of this a little bit, because otherwise we'd be, betting on individual items. There's like 30 individual items in the auction manifest. You guys are going to be able to choose the 6 items you want the most out of that. There could be opportunities to steal the others later, but the 6 items you want the most, and we're going to get 6 rounds of bidding in. As you can see in that manifest I sent to you guys earlier, the items have different DCs.
Okay.
I think there's 6 items we can get. First off, each of us chooses one item that we absolutely want.
No, we were after the void hide, and that platinum travel suit.
Yeah, so 2 there.
The Helix Aeon Stone I'd be interested in.
I'll type the list as you guys are saying them, but so far Void Hide and Platinum Travel Suit seem to definitely be on the list.
Anyone want the Mark 1 magic resistor?
Magic Resistors
Although I
are
think that
pretty
goes
spicy.
well with the Void Hide. I think it's like easier to install on it.
Hmm. I think that's a good one.
So Mark 1 Magic Resistor.
I don't want to be like greedy and because I already got my upgrade. I think like for fine you want to grab the Void Hide.
I mean,
Magic
the
resistor.
travel suit's the thing that interests me.
You don't want the Void Hide?
What does the void hide do exactly?
I think it's slightly better than the travel suit, and it also you can install the magic resistor easily on.
So void hide 1 is. One sec, let me compare.
I still think we want both suits of armor for sure. Those
Yeah.
are very good items. So it's 12 and 13 for the platinum travel suit.
And
That's
it's 13
13
and 15
for the void hide, yeah.
Yeah. Then the void hide is the void hide also light?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
You also get reflecting armor on it twice per day.
All right, yeah.
So do you want the void hide and then maybe I'll upgrade into the travel suit platinum?
Yeah, that works if no one else needs the armor upgrade.
Okay, so we have
Does
Void
anyone
Hide
want
1,
the-
Platinum Travel, Mark 1 Magic Resistor.
You wanted the
Which
think the
iron stones
Alabaster-
you want?
stones.
Which I was going whichever one was more valuable. The Alabaster Helix is the one. Yeah, that's the steady hit point gain, which would be helpful. I think that was the one we were looking at. Was the Alabaster Helix?
Yeah.
Scorpio, anything you're particularly horny about?
Well, you say that, and no, it's like
I mean, aside from that,
Izzy and Show.
Hey, I didn't see them on the list. Okay,
They're not on the manifest.
They're not on the map. But actually, it's like here. I was actually looking up a few of these items, and I don't know. The Arquand horns sound pretty interesting. I get a +2 enhancement bonus to saving throws against fear effects. As a standard action, I can have them do an aura that protects me for 1 minute. While the aura lasts, creatures within 60 feet must succeed a will saving throw, DC 14 plus your charisma modifier, to attack you. Cast
Or cast
a
spells
spell,
on you too.
or cast spell on me. So, being that I tend to get in melee quite a bit, I think that would work out really well.
They are pretty spicy. So the Arquand horns.
Do you guys mind if I grab the inertial cavitation pistol?
Do you guys not have one of those already? Or do you have a different cavitation pistol?
I think we have just a sonic suppressor gun.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I think we picked up a basic cavitation pistol a while back from
You did on the water
uh,
planet, because I think
yeah.
that's like a very water-heavy gun. Okay, so if the pistol is the last one, then it would be Void Hide, Platinum Travel, Magic Resistor, Alabaster, Arquand Horns, Inertial Cavitation Pistol for the 6th.
Could I offer one
Actually-
suggestion?
Yeah.
I was going to say, instead of the cavitation pistol, it might be worth the second ion stone, even if we only sell it, because that's an extremely valuable item.
Yeah, I was about to say I just read the cavitation pistol. It's unwieldy. I would be taking a pistol for the my triple attack. It would be.
Gotcha, that would be
Yeah.
the bonus for it. So,
Yeah, and the dark blue rhomboid,
rhomboid.
yeah, it's worth 18,000 gold. And it gets and it's a +2 inside bonus to perception and sense motive.
So you guys do need some help with sense motive.
I think getting the Aeon
I-
stones makes the most sense, but up to you.
Yeah. Fuck the pistol, like the Aeon stones.
There is a bit of a downside to the Arquand horns. It does say Arquand gazelles are immune to the aura.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
Don't know where Arquand gazelles are from in Starfinder, but that is a downside for sure.
That's the rest of the book, just Arquand gazelles.
Yeah, the sentient. What's it called? Uplifted. That's when you make regular
They're-
animals intelligent.
Secretly behind both Edge Core and the Golden League.
And the Calistocracy.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's all the gazelles all the time.
All right. So, sounds like we know what we're doing then. So these 6 look right.
And then so not on the items. Dude, we want to go ahead and swap me as Estrier, and since I have the best bid modifier then. Because can anybody else beat and for initiative plus wisdom, can anybody else beat a 9?
Nah, not even close.
Also, I think I'm better off, like, all my skills outside. So,
Yeah.
For the other rolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because yeah, that's the best thing I can offer.
Estriar and Shaw go into the bathroom, only Estriar comes out.
Alright.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm full gonna like spread out right next to Rizora.
Can I give you your rifle before you go over there?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you don't
Do you-
need it.
do you mind
don't
if I
need it
grab
as a. You're not Estrier.
Do you mind if I grab that sonic suppressor pistol just for?
No, take it.
All right, and can I have
Okay.
control of Estrier's token?
Oh yeah, let me change. You guys changed it up on me.
Well, it was
No,
just
we-
I think originally it made more sense. We thought it was going to be like diplomacy and whatnot. I don't think
Mhm.
I'm honestly
I-
kind of
I like
ahead.
the way that they abstracted it, so it's not just like, does your party have diplomacy? No, fuck you.
yeah.
I
Because
think that was our big concern. It was like, well, we're all shitty at it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to assuage your fears early on. I was like, there's other shit going on. It's not just gonna be, you guys don't have a face. You're fucked.
yeah.
No, I see a bright future for Espy is James's mobile armory.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
I mean,
you don't have to do that. I'm eventually gonna like invest into other weapons, so I don't have to constantly take yours.
also, James,
no,
don't forget
it-
to
it-
update. Don't forget to update your health.
It's got big
Alright,
R2D2 energy.
How much do you
Yeah.
get for a day of travel?
Say equal to our level. So
Yeah.
8. You get 8 hit points and recover all your
I
stamina.
think 8 is exactly what you need, weirdly.
Nice. It's like we didn't even fight Elamar. His efforts were futile.
Just dodging death. Literally and metaphorically. You
like
literally
all
fought
of
death
his
on
gear
Monday.
right now.
You know what? He hit me with his sneak attack and a crit grenade, and I still came out on top.
You're not a puddle on the floor after that.
Alright. So cutting back to her being like, you'll find your auction data pads plugged in the armrests. Bidding will begin momentarily. We'll just go in order of the ones that you guys mentioned as I wrote them down. The first is a lovely suit of Voidhide armor. You see they kind of like paraded out from the back room up onto the stage. Now let's see what bidders are interested. Like starts with a really fast auctioneer talk. So Shaw's bidding. What do the rest of you guys want to roll? Could be, as a reminder, sense motive if you're the analyst, bluff if you're distraction, computers if you're hacker, perception for observer, intimidate for persuader.
I'll go for intimidate then.
All right. Using your bulk
Computers,
to
Just
I
for the
think.
bully the other voters or bidders.
You've been practicing that mean mug.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's like because you remember it's like he asks you like, oh, do I look more intimidating when I show my teeth? And you're like, no, it's like it's more in the eyes. So yeah, he's been practicing that mean glare.
Yeah, fears in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give Refine a roll on that.
No, save the rerolls for
The bid.
the straight rolls. Those are the ones that matter.
I've got 2 rerolls stacked up, so
So
I
we're
have
at
two as well.
plus 2 to the bidder right now.
Yeah.
And
I
Here's
know
the
it's
thing:
worth-
Go ahead.
a nat one might be an auto fail, and you're gonna roll something better
Okay.
than that one.
Hopefully.
Bold
But
talk.
This is the one we want to juice the most. This is the Void Hide.
no, I think he said this is the platinum travel suit.
No, this is Void Hide.
Oh, it is the void hide.
I
Okay.
did, yeah, I said Void Hide. I said
Yep.
Void Hide.
Okay.
All right, give it a whirl. Get that reroll in there. All right, plus 4 on the Void Hide.
So, just to double check here, you said that there's no penalty for fucking up a roll, right?
No, there's no penalty.
I'm just gonna straight sleight of hand try to fuck with Resource bit.
I'll say you could sub sleight of hand for the distraction roll. That last is not a success
you-
in this case.
That.
Is this what you want to use the reroll on? They're your points. They ain't my points.
Let's save
I
it
think
for
we
the
want.
bids, I think.
Fuck's sake.
It's the second time this session you rerolled into an L1. Jesus.
This whole module is cursed for me. It's ones and twos everywhere, even on
Especially
reroll.
when dealing with her. You need to stay away from her.
Yeah, dude. The last,
Yes.
the like you getting absolutely dunked on was when you tried to get away from her.
I figured it out. This is actually the O stop that Scorpio redeemed, and I think actually Wilco is feeling a bit weak-kneed.
Good lord. All right, Razora does turn to you, and she's just like, I hope you know that you and your friends are fucked.
Does the fact that I look like Elamar right now slightly put her off edge?
Well, she met you looking like you in the marketplace, didn't she?
Right, but I have all of Elamar shit on now.
That is true, but it's very similar, and Elamar was not the one fucking with her before.
Well, weren't you? Never mind.
Plus she's got some sneaky stuff going on that you guys don't know about. All right. So we got a +4, and James's bonus, or not James, sorry, and Shaw's bonus, which I believe says a +9, so +13. So you need a 9 or higher to secure the Void Hide.
Oh my lord! I'm spending a reroll.
Go for it.
21.
Oh my god. All right.
There goes the Void Hide.
You hear like a hammer on the thing, and the Void Hide goes to Razora. She, just like dead eyes over at a couple of you. She passes it off to one of her aides to put away. All right,
Coming for that damn Void Hide.
round 2, Platinum Travel Suit. They kind of again wheel it out on like a clothes stand. It's like an excellent example of the fine quality we've come to expect from Abadar Core. If the bidding would please begin, we're thinking. As I like talking rapidly. All right, who's doing what? Ooh. Absolutely. You see that, with that hack, by the way, you see that it looks like Telarinus is really gunning for this suit. And we're going to say as part of that hack, you begin to post those fake images of like, oh, we're going to buy this company. The Witch Weird are taking it. So that's +2. The other auctionees are not to be bullied out of this one. And James?
I feel like I want to like just like bluff and just sort of talk shit to Razora to try and distract her on the next one.
That is the distraction one. It's not gonna do it. Alright. That means you're coming in at a +11 this time.
All right.
She gives you a perfectly 50-50 shot. 11 or higher is a success.
Oh my lord!
Oh, Jesus.
Reroll.
All right.
You have one.
Jeez.
I am 40 channel points short of a reroll.
Tell you what, I've
Anyone
got some
else?
points. I'll give it to you.
And remember, we got to say I'm gonna save my last reroll for the barge. I have to say it because the items are useful. We need the ship for anything else. 'Cause
Nah,
that's
fuck the ship.
yeah.
That's not why you're here. We're here for loot.
Well, I feel like at least James and probably Refine's gonna get on it too of just mugging everything that Razora took.
Yeah. I hope Waka appreciates me saving him the other night on Monday.
Oh my fucking god! I've rolled.
Good lord. Alright.
I rolled 20 again, fucking me over.
Oh, perhaps we should have gone with hover skates as our choice. Look, hover skates could have been cool.
Sorry guys, I can't help it if roll
No,
20
No,
wants
it's
to
not
fuck
your
me.
fault.
It's not your.
It's all right. All right.
Alright.
We got plenty more stuff coming up.
Next deal.
This module doesn't like us.
This one goes to Telarinus, as he has one of his aides take the suit.
Come on.
Alright,
Two.
Mark 1 magic resistor. DC is starting to go down a little bit here. Helpers, make your rolls. Decide your decisions. Jesus fuck, yeah, that'll work. That'll also work. Ooh, that one will be short though. But coming in with a +4.
13. Come on, give me something here.
Come on, roll 20. Yeah.
There we
There you
go.
go. All right. The auctioneer's like, oh, and this one goes to Estrier. Estrier, congratulations on this lovely Mark 1 magic resistor.
All right.
All right. Going to the next one. We're gonna do the Alabaster Helix Ion Stone.
Oh boy.
Go for your rolls. Distractors, hackers, and analyzers. That's a success.
Can I try to get a hand again, or is that the time? Try out.
I will say she's not really interested in this one, so sleight of hand wouldn't be as important because I feel like it wouldn't affect her.
All right.
All right.
It's another 2.
You need to step away from her, dude. He's messing with your
cursing you.
juju.
We're gonna. All right. That's gonna be a +2 on your roll then,
All right.
because you guys are looking to hit the DCs, the bid DC as well, to give him these bonuses.
There we go.
All right. Another win, back to back. Alabaster Helix Ion Stone will float gently over to your hands. All right, the easiest 2 for last ones right now. These are the Arkwand horns. Come on, Scorpio, you want these bad boys? Get that good intimidate this time. Motivated. Oh,
Yes.
god damn,
Yes.
he was motivated for his own item. Holy shit.
Is she interested in this one?
No, she's already got a crazy golden light crown going on. I don't think she wants deer antlers.
You say deer antlers? I'm just imagining
Woo!
they look like the what is it, the golden Loki horns?
They do now that you said that. Now that's canon now.
21?
That'll do it.
Woo!
Oh, good lord. All right. Grab those horns, and last, potentially not really least, but the dark blue rhomboid ion stone. So that both ion stones take up so much text space with their fucking names. Okay, intimidate. You're distracted by those shiny horns. It's not gonna fly. Refine. That'll fly. That's +2. I think Razora probably would be interested in this one. If you want to try the sleight of hand. Whew, that'll work. All right, so we're looking at a +4.
So
to your
13.
9. Yeah, +13.
There we go, nat 20.
Damn, really wanted those for that fucking ion stone. Just got like 2 of them kind of orbiting your finger right now as you place them in your pack.
She's kind of mean mugging me as I kind of at those.
She has like a sour look on her face as she watches you like tuck away the ion stones.
I give them each like a double flourish, like kind of like a little double orbit around each of my hands, as then I pocket them.
I want to text James saying, "Tell her that they look like little mini starships."
I say it.
Chaos Lord Wilco tonight.
She like is about to like go. People are about to start like spreading out to other rooms to do refreshments before the big event, the headliner here, the barge. But she kind of like stops as she starts to walk away, and is just like, I don't know how you're making this plan work so far, but if you all think you're getting off this station in anything more than a body bag, you are sorely mistaken.
Is a ship really worth dying over?
Are you asking the party or are you asking her?
No, I'm asking her. You could just walk away, you know.
You see the like golden light around her head, that like angular light headdress seems to blaze extremely bright for a second, and she's just like, you think you and your friends will outrun Edgecore forever? You're out of your league.
We won't have to outrun you, just outlive you.
We'll see.
Because whatever you try today, even if we don't make off the station, neither do you.
Give me an intimidate check.
Come on, just give me a nat 20 once.
That would be
game.
so beautiful. Well, it was a 20.
Dirty 20.
You see, she kind of like sets her jaw. You can see her teeth fucking working as she's trying to handle this this threat with some grace, as is expected of a Callistocrat. But can't think of any sort of rejoinder and just like storms off.
We know where her attendant went.
He is already back, but he left and came back from somewhere.
Kind of
I
want to
think
see
I should
if we-
stay here for the auction, but maybe afterwards,
Yeah,
follow after him.
I at some point I want to try and pick up that.
Yeah,
void
sorry about that.
hideoff with him.
I know those were the
No,
two
no, no,
items
no.
we wanted. Those just, my
It's-
dice betrayed me.
It happens. It's not your fault. Honestly, at this point, I kind of just want to do it more so to mess with her than
I
anything.
thought you were gonna say. Honestly, at this point, I was expecting it.
Oh,
Well, I just meant the luck of the party, not his luck specifically.
I mean, yeah,
we got 4 items. I can't complain too much about that.
yeah.
I mean, I hate to sound like this, but I got the thing I wanted, so I'm good.
Well, and we got the 2 Aeon stones. Worst case scenario, that's still, worst case scenario, that is still, of the loot items, the 2 potentially the most valuable if we want to sell them off later. So are we're peeling off to a side room?
But yes, I was gonna say distribute yourselves to whichever one you want. But you see people are peeling off into the adjoining refreshment rooms.
Yeah. I'll join James and Severana.
I feel like everyone just watched me walk right up next to her.
Pretty much.
I looked away
Just
for
like-
a second.
I'm sticking with
No, like-
with the group.
No, I meant like when I walked up and sat next to Razora, like everyone was like stopped in like shocked horror.
Like like everybody in this was like all the murmurs in the crowd.
No, I meant from our group.
That too.
As you guys begin to like grab your like say hi and like grab your food and drinks, you hear the front doors open again, and someone striding up to one of the front desks talking and then getting very heated.
I'm gonna go eavesdrop if I can.
Give me a perception check. You listen in and see a not yet bleached, but on the way to being bleached gnome woman. Very quietly menacing, like the concierge at the front. I'll make her image a little bit bigger.
Some big ass gnome.
Yeah, well, just reviewing. But you hear her talk. She says, "I am Rathera Harrington the First, daughter of Ralvarian, and I demand entry into this auction. I have the right to bid on the White Wind. My father is incapacitated at the moment, and well, as demonstrated by too many poor business decisions, he has been voted off the company board, effective immediately, and I have inherited his position. As such, even though I am not a Callistocrat prophet, I should be allowed to bid upon the White Wind in his stead to represent the family holdings." Now this offers a little shakeup here, because a significant new rival at this stage of the auction could pose a problem for you guys. Because while you were
Should we have
very
SDR?
able at removing her father, you know that he had a lot of resources at hand before you did. Like, that was a big key at getting him out of there.
I don't. If I was going against Estria, would I have taken one of the reroll things? Because I don't have great diplomacy or anything.
I
can-
would have passed you the reroll things.
Okay. So, all right, then for the sake of this one, Ben, I would have the Mark II thingamabob.
Okay, you got the enhancement item.
All right. So,
Go tell
And
her,
I-
like, go tell the concierge, like, you're not thinking of letting this non-Callistocrat bet, are you?
I think
Is
he
there a
looked.
printer in the room?
Like a fucking like laser printer, fucking ink printer. What do you mean? Like old fashioned,
Or
Shaw's gonna-
or like a 3D printer.
no, you know what I want to do? I want to just make up documents that need signatures. Just a large number of documents that need signatures that look like they could reasonably be needed for entry into the auction.
I mean, I would say give me a computers check. Better you do lower the DC on the subsequent bluff check that you're gonna make here.
Okay. This is if the Estrier attempt fails.
Oh, okay,
This
okay.
is a
So, Ezra, what are you gonna say then in that case?
I think he's gonna say is like, and I'm assuming like the hollow skin kind of modulates the voice and does the stuff like that.
The hollow skin does modulate the voice.
And he'll say, "Run along, whelp. When you wear your father's gloves, then you can get admittance. In the meantime, run back." And I'm gonna try and use that. My goal being is to try and use an intimidate check here.
Ooh,
And
very good placement of mentioning that only the prophets have the gloves on too. Excellent. All right, give me an intimidate check.
all right, with a reroll from the item. All right, I'm going to. It's an 8 plus. I'm gonna go ahead and burn one of the rerolls because this is a good time to use it. There we go.
All right, you see, that seems to quell the Callistocrats kind of running the entryway here, but it does not seem to quell Rythera. She's like, listen here, Estrier, is it? I know you've had dealings with my father in the past. I am here to get that damn ship.
Yes, and so are we. So, when you get your gloves, then you can consider it. In the meantime, come back when you have proven your commitment to. What's it called? I keep wanting to say the Eightfold Path. That's definitely not it.
It's not the Eightfold Path.
What is it? It's the 9 tenets, something like that.
Blood God. The
Of all the Calistrade.
Calistrade's tenants. Oh, fuck. It's the prophecies of Calistrade is the big thing.
Yeah. When
The prophecies. I'm trying to remember the numbered thing. It's one of the more obscured faiths.
Mm-hmm. Do any of the other Callistocrats seem to be like following, like kind of joining in on this now that if I've got her kind of on the back foot?
I think some of them seem interested, but when she kind of turns to you, then it's just like, while you may have scared the equerry at the front desk here, I don't hear any legal grounds in your charge that to deny me access. So some of the other Callistocrats in the party kind of like looking at each other like, they seem unconvinced entirely. They're not like, as a collective, they seem unconvinced, but they could go either way.
Okay. I'm not gonna. Sorry, I'm thinking here for a second. So I think, I don't know, perhaps I'm feeling a little inspired here. I think Shaw would say. I think at this point, rather than if she's not backing down directly, I think this point I'll try to kind of appeal to the crowd, knowing that. And what say the rest of you? Do we wish to? All of us are here for the same reason. We come for to share in the joys of the prophecies and to compete with one another on the legal grounds for these riches held within the White Wind. Do we yield to an outsider now here at the 11th hour before our moment of greatness for the month.
Oh. Say give me a diplomacy check with that one.
All right. I'm re-rolling. There we go.
16. You see
Best I got.
that Severana does kind of step up, and it's just like, while I agree with your sentiment, I can't think of any legal reason for her to be denied here among our teachings.
Send the
As much
papers
as
are
I
fine.
dislike a late arrival, I think Miss Harrington will be allowed to bid.
Damn.
It's not the end of the world.
Does-
Basically,
does
it's gonna
Severana-
make the DC harder.
Does Severana go back into the room?
Yeah, sure I can.
Alright. I'll walk up then and sit with just like an inordinate amount of paperwork. Since you are a last minute addition, I need you to quickly fill out a full forms for me
Give me a bluff.
so that we
check.
can get everything squared away.
Oh my god. Give me a bluff check. Alright, let's see. Default Callistocrat.
What does family do to gain our rank?
You see she looks
Besides just
down,
be
reads
here.
through the one on the top of the pile, and just goes, those are fake, and slaps them out of your hands.
God damn.
I will see you on the auction floor.
Ben, tell me she rolled a nat 20.
She rolled a 19, but she had a very good bonus. It's not the end of the world. That was a good plan. But she is the shrewd head of a family that just pushed her father out of his own board. This is her bread
Boy.
and butter.
I thought I could. Damn.
Oof. I will say you got real close. You got real close. Very
Is that
close.
even taking into account the computer's check from earlier?
It did, yes.
Or... Okay.
Her DCs. She has DCs. Then also like the final thing I did make a roll for because it wasn't one of like the listed checks we're doing here. But like the DCs to stop her directly are much harder DCs than like convincing everyone else to kick her out. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I would have intimidated the crowd though. I couldn't think of something offhand. Well, I tried.
We tried. We were prepared that we might have to steal the ship anyway.
Yeah.
We might still win though.
Everyone give me yeah, I will say like all that did was up the DC slightly. It's not the end of the world. Everyone
know,
give me a
but my rolls haven't
perception
been great.
checks as the refreshments carry on.
Come on.
Let's see. Not until it is too late, then. Alright, these guys are gonna get a surprise run on you in a second. A crash from a nearby vent interrupts the hum of polite chatter filling the room. Screams split the air as four small, emaciated creatures with pointed ears and mouths full of razor-sharp teeth explode from the vent, kicking its cover to the floor. Small sections of the creature's flesh appears to have rotted away, but they shriek in glee, giddily slashing their claws towards the room's occupants. There is a panicked rush for the door as attendees and staff scramble over one another, screaming for help, as you see these creatures touch down.
How tall are the ceilings?
don't remember. Let's check.
And what material are they made out of?
What material are they made out of? Hold on.
These are important questions.
God damn. Okay. All rooms are 20 foot high, excluding the main auction chamber, which is 30 foot high.
Okay.
As for, it doesn't really specify material, just that it's like metal walls. So I'm gonna assume the ceilings are metal.
All right. Cool. I'm going to.
Well, they're gonna get a surprise round before we do anything.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know if we can get one next to the new lady.
What next to Rosora?
Both would be ideal, but Resort's in a different room, so.
Both is good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit this one out because unfortunately I rather doubt that Estrier is a noted martial combatant. Blow our cover if suddenly I'm producing a giant Vesk Stormradajko.
Oh, hey, I get to field test my new thing.
Oh, whoops, that was Estrier. Copied Estrier's token instead of the creatures and started pasting more Estriers.
Oh, so they're all in our room.
They are, yes. I rolled a d4, and that is when they got to.
Well,
Which I did. I did this, like, as I was placing tokens. And once you guys picked it in, I 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was the 4. Was the bottom right.
This is just not our fucking
Luck
day.
is not quite there, admittedly. But I feel like that does fit the genre of like the like scrappy
Yeah,
space
no,
crew.
it does. Everything going wrong. Yeah.
like you said, we're the crew from Cowboy Bebop. Like, it's like whenever it's like, hey, something good happens, and then immediately something terrible afterward.
They're getting closed on me. What the hell was that? Oh, there we go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. You know what? We're gonna make this easier and just do you guys, so I don't have to worry about her. You see they drop down, crouch, kind of chitter each other. Yeah.
I'm back.
And as they lift their hands up, you see these purple discs of pure energy begin to hover in each of their hands. And they are going to lift them up and whip one at each of you. And this is going to get very mathematically difficult.
Refine and I are outside. I guess we would have come back in, right?
Yeah. Well, also, even if you weren't, they could go through the door as well. The two at the bottom.
That's fair.
Through there.
I probably would have come back in.
All right. So, we're gonna have to do some careful mathematics here. Top one, going for Estrier, aka Shaw. All right. Does a where is it? Nope, that does not hit your EAC. So nothing
Nope.
happens past that. You duck the disc of energy as it cuts a chunk out of the wall. Scorpio, 27 to hit EAC.
That'll hit.
All right. Scorpio then takes 8 force damage, and now that disc is going to ricochet to the other 3 of you, one at a time. Estrier, 27. Well, Shaw.
EAC?
EAC.
That just hits.
4 force damage. James, miss. And Refine. 23 EAC.
Yeah, it definitely hits.
11 force damage. All right, that's 2 of the discs. Next disc. Going at James. James is going to be a 22 to hit EAC.
Miss.
Oh, okay. So another subsequent ricochet happens. That'll save us time. Last but not least, Refine. That was an atrocious fucking roll. Yeah, no way. 14
For which one?
for you, for EAC.
Hits EAC.
14 hits your EAC. What are we doing here?
No.
What the fuck are we doing here?
You,
We
you
gotta
really
get you
did
that
one of
suit.
those.
She should have taken that other armor.
Jesus Christ. Well, they did roll
I
low,
stalled-
thankfully. So 9 damage to Refine. And now we gotta continue the pattern. Ricochets to James. James, I think that is 26 EAC. Does that hit you now? Or, sorry, James Wilco, does that hit you now? 26?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys not hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you. Unless other people did. Mine cut out, but...
I didn't do it.
Is this a bit better?
That
Yeah, now I
sounds
hear
better, yeah. So you sound clear. 9 to James.
Okay.
And then it's going to bounce up to Estrier, a.k.a. Shaw. Shaw, 24 EAC? Or, no, 23,
Miss.
excuse me.
Miss.
Alright, and then last but not least, Scorpio. 19, no.
Nope.
Alright.
Sorry, how much damage did I take again?
On that last one, oh god, I already tucked them away. I think it was 9.
Yeah, it was like 9. It wasn't much.
We'll say 9. Because I already
Right.
moved the dice off to the side and I don't remember. Okay. That was their initial assault here. Now, let me reset the initiative order before we do anything. If Roll20 will let me. Come on, Roll20. Alright, let's clear the old order.
I'm gonna just bring Shaw's token in.
Yep.
Controlling only one token is so nice.
Yeah, give yourself a little break there.
Yeah.
Is that everybody? Yeah, that's everybody.
Scorpio.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. I was counting my enemies as the fourth person. Yeah, go ahead, Scorpio.
Well, the good news is there's no one else in the room to see Shaw do any fighting. Who doesn't know?
Well, and what I'm gonna do is still something I think even a noble might conceivably have on him. I'm not grabbing my heavy weapons yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, is Severana gonna join the initiative as well?
She's not. She's gonna cower. She doesn't want to be part of this
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
got
Also, if you
spells.
want to make a free mysticism check to know what the fuck these things are.
If it's drift related, I get a plus, or the DC is 5 lower for me because of
It is it is drift related, yes.
I am not trained in it.
Let's scroll back down. Refine and James, you guys would know these appear to be some form of drift dead. Being creatures that died within the drift while consumed with a strong negative emotion. Essentially like spirits that are bound to the drift itself. Usually they are just full insane by that experience. But their bodies are no longer physical, as you can kind of tell in the image I sent a minute ago. Their bodies are basically made up of the various compacted planes that get ripped into the drift. Yeah.
All right. Well, in that, so Shaw and Estrier's voice is going to yell, "Security! Security!" Again, just trying to again, trying to keep up the aristocrat act, even though he's desperately wishing to go for his Gatling gun. Um,
Sure.
I don't think anyone else can see in this room. I think you're good if you wanted to.
Is the door open or closed?
It's currently open. You could delay till after James and have him like hit the button, shut it.
I'll wait on that for a moment. What I'm going to do first is something that Estrier might conceivably have on him as a failsafe. I'm going to grab my solar flare grenade
Ooh, okay.
because again,
Intriguing.
something small that a noble might conceivably keep on them.
Mhm.
And I did my measurements already. I'm going to yeet it into the far corner. It will hit all 4 of them and none of us. So in the far corner of the room over here. So it's a 20-foot explosion, and yeah, that will not hit any of us.
All right. Ooh, those are not good.
Yeah, the DC, and actually, I would be using my new ability to increase the DC by 2 to pull the pin. I just have to not roll in that. Actually, no, I'm not, because if that blows up next to us, that'll kill her. So no, I'm not going to do that. I just realized that. I was like, that's a bad plan. Yeah, I'm just going to yeet it into the far corner. Don't roll a 1.
What's the DC? Yeah, go ahead and roll to see if you
It
get
should
though.
be. I will use my heavy fire ability, so add 3 to that damage.
Woof. Okay. So 22, and they are all gonna take it as you see their bodies jitter and shudder.
And it's
in
all
minutes.
energy because it's shock and fire damage.
It's all energy. Okay. Is this ability gonna save them at all? Let's find out. Okay. Well, the good news is that's going to make them burn their ability immediately. You see as the fire and, like, you know, electricity, fire, solar flare rage around them, you see they all grab the front of their chests, rip off their skin, and throw it at you. They are going to take no damage, but you will take 10 from each of them.
Ow. All right.
So 40.
Okay. Stamina's holding.
But you have still removed all of their special ability in one go.
Okay. And then I'll move, since I just used a regular throat toss, I'll move Shaw/Estrier to the far corner.
They also, it wouldn't matter for energy, by the way, but they do seem a bit incorporeal. Not that that would matter for grenades. All right, they're going to eagerly start seeking out some prey. They take a few steps walking and then just like leap into the air and start flying toward each of you. Not seeming to engage in any sort of pack tactics, just raw desire to rip and tear. Alright. As they get close, they're either going to try to go for a bite here. Shaw. That is going to be so bad. Ignore, I'm not even going to say. Scorpio. 24.
Yep, 24 meets it.
It's going to be 5 piercing damage. Then 20 even. Does not get through James's, I'm assuming.
Nope.
And I assume at least 11 doesn't get through your DCs. We're fine.
11? No, 11 does not get through.
Okay, good. There we go. we got something.
Just imagine if our fine said yes.
I would have been like, I would have been shocked. I'd be like, are you even wearing like clothes at this point? What are we doing? Scorpion. Turns out what? Sorry, go ahead.
Turns out she's been shacked up with Avrin again, and we didn't even know it.
All right.
Alright.
Scorpio, how will you deal
let's
with
see
these
here.
creepy
Yeah, I'm kind of
crawlies?
sandwiched in here, and
Oh, she's not doing it. She's an ally.
here. All
Also, Ben, I'm sorry for all the lines,
What are you doing over there?
but I'm deciding on
What the
things.
fuck are you measuring?
I'm
I had
sure
to
you'll
like
find
zoom
out
out to
soon.
see the picture.
All right. I don't want to these tried. All right. So I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and start. I'll take a swing at the one in front of me with my long sword. It's a bit melee here.
Now here is a question for you.
Yes.
Is your sword magic?
I'll check. I don't think so,
I
though.
don't believe it is. I think it's just analog. All right. You feel like you should have hit where its body is, but your sword sails completely through its body unharmed, like a ghost.
It's like, hey, what the fuck?
It goes. We're fine.
Well, the thing is,
Oh, go ahead.
well, just a second. Honestly, here, and I don't want to leave our Undyne buddy here unguarded. Since I don't want to take it. Is it possible that I could, let's say, use my movement and like, with the table here, just sort of, I know it's up here, but just sort of like maybe like distract it by like just sort of like throwing it in front of the both of us as like cover or something.
The table?
Yeah.
I'd say you could try to make like an athletics check.
All right.
We'll make it at a -4 as if it was a multiple attack penalty.
God damn it. All right, never mind then.
You go to grab it and quickly realize that they are in fact just bolted to the floor. Oh,
Do they
sorry,
really think
double
people are
tap.
gonna steal a fucking table?
We're fine.
Because I want Shaw to be able to actually fight, we're gonna start out
Oh
with
my god.
my wings are gonna unfurl, which is gonna give me 60-foot fly speed.
Okay.
Um,
Good
which is
start.
what lets me have all the move speed. Gonna come over here so I can close the door. And then after I close the door, I come to here, and then over here, and just power behind Rizardo.
Okay. Well, first of all, you're gonna
It
get
will get an op attack.
op attack. Yeah, absolutely. Gonna bite at you with KAC 17.
Hits.
8 damage.
Uh-huh.
Venusaur looks back down at you and she's like, "What the hell are you playing at?" James.
I'm going to use the sonic suppressor and
Mm-hmm.
take a snipe at this one.
Okay.
Shoot him in the fucking face.
Right in his little drift dead face. That'll hit. This does seem to hurt it. Not as much as a physical target would be hurt, but certainly more than just the analog sword did to them, as it
It's
staggers
magic.
backwards. Is this one magic? The sonic pistol?
It has the anchoring fusion seal on it.
Oh, I didn't know this had the seal on it. Okay, yeah, then it works.
Oh wait, I have to. I forgot. It's been a minute. I have to actually pass a stealth check here.
Oh, because you're doing trick attack. Yeah. Do your stealth check. Okay, you're good. And if it does have a magic seal, it is a magic weapon. So that will do full damage then. As it seems to like kind of be like playing like I'm not gonna really get hurt, and the sonic blast just slams into its chest. It's like spits out some purple blood. Shaw.
So, seeing the door slam shut, you kind of see a familiar toothy grin from Estrier, which looks kind of out of place on the aristocrat. So, I'm going to reach up and so from my star, because I would have hidden this in. Short version is I would have found a way to try and hide the Storm Dashko as part of the disguise, either in my Starfinder Society backpack, which is kind of like a mini bag of holding, or assume that I wouldn't be.
Probably the backpack, but it'll work.
Yeah. So, which, interestingly, puts the item I want directly on top, so it's automatically where I can grab it.
That is actually very cool.
So, but it's one of my magic items. The other is the Storm Dashko because it has the Defiant Fusion Seal.
Oh, fuck!
So,
They out here with fusion seals!
so, yeah, thanks, Nehemelith. And while you won't see it, I am going to go ahead and fire up the Necrograft, so move action, draw the Storm Dashko, then full attack in this fucker.
Hell yeah. Alright. Draw it. Crackling electricity, slam it twice.
Not burning any rerolls.
Ooh, yeah. Well, the 14, maybe. Hold
EAC?
on. Close, but not quite.
Yeah.
They're not actually
Yeah.
at high AC. The incorporeality is their main defense.
Yeah, but it's just my dice are not being kind tonight. Not the worst, not the best.
Middling.
All right.
They did that thing. Let's see.
I mean, did the people in the next room not hear the giant fuck off explosion?
Oh, people are like running out of the front door right now. I just haven't moved all the other tokens.
Are there other of these creatures around the place killing people?
Seems to just be a group of 4.
Okay.
This one is going to use his 60-foot fly speed to go after you, Refine. The other 3 will each. This one's going to 5-foot step back, 5-foot step back. See their eyes all simultaneously glow purple. I'm going to need a will save from everybody.
Me as well.
Yeah, everybody, all 4 of you.
Using the thing there.
Oh, your abilities.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go
All
poorly.
right, I'm spending channel points to reroll here.
Much better.
Okay.
It's actually a pretty good roll for me.
Refine 17, 25, Shaw 15, and
Much better.
25. Everyone is gonna pass except for Shaw.
Is it a fear effect?
Let me double check the descriptor, but I don't believe so. It's a mental effect.
Okay, I get a +2 against fear effects, but
They do have fear spell-like abilities. This is not one of them.
okay. I'm saving my last reroll for the auction, so for the main auction. So
All right. Okay. So Shaw. I mean, he rolled almost minimum damage, so donated 3.
okay.
Refine. Oh my fucking god. 3 halved to 2. Scorpio. Jesus fuck. 3 halved to 2. Every time I roll the dice, it switches which one is the 1 and which one is the 2. Hey, slightly more, but James is 6 damage, halved to 3, which is basically just the same as 2 anyway.
The sound of D4 is betraying you.
Wasn't even D4s, those were D10s, my guy. They just sucked.
Oh shit! Oh god.
I just rolled 3, 3, 3, 4.
On
Sorry,
2d10.
someone just came and distracted me. I took damage, or
Yeah, you took,
Yeah, you took 3
6
damage.
halved to 3.
okay.
Somehow on 2d10, I rolled 3, 3, 3, 4 to attack you guys with the damage. And that's before everyone made their saves. Alright, Scorpio.
Alright, this one got some distance on me. So, seeing the sword didn't work, sheave that.
Well, can I offer a suggestion?
go for it.
So rules is written. If you have a one, you can hold a one. It's not like a Pathfinder. You can hold a one-handed weapon in each hand, so you can still keep your sword and draw your pistol.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you can run a gun.
And I've got 2 pistols here. All right, so keep the sword, and then I'll draw my Aphelion laser pistol and go ahead and take a shot at this one near me here.
Beam of energy lances out toward the Drift Dead.
Big money, no whammies. All right.
That'll hit. It is not magical, but it will still do some damage. As we're gonna chip away
Alright.
at that one.
All right, so draw it there, here. So that'll do for me.
All right. Refine over in the room above us.
Do we think it's more important to try and mess with Rizora or to deal with these things?
At the moment, I'm in favor of cleaning up before security comes in.
Okay.
I don't know.
In
Somehow
that
I have
case, what I'm gonna
Somehow I have a feeling they're not gonna. Given that they're coming exclusively for us, I have a feeling they're not gonna mess with her. That's just a gut feeling.
Yeah.
But you do it. Sorry, I shouldn't be. It's your turn.
No.
I'm sorry.
It's a reasonable perspective. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, Ben, is I'm gonna use my wings to fly onto the ceiling directly above Rizora.
Okay.
And with my mag boots I can stand upside down on it.
All right. Magnetized.
And then just like with the rifle right next to her ear, I'm gonna fire at the thing.
Rude.
Yes. I am petty and I'm okay with that.
Just render her death.
And I'm gonna say, don't worry, I'll protect you. Right before I shoot. Alright, let me get. There we go. Okay. It's not magical, by the way.
Not magical. 23. That does hit, but it is energy. So it is reduced, but does still do damage. And James, and then we might pause at the top of the round since they're all 4 still alive. So we'll see if we had any dead by now, but
Which one of them looks the worst in here?
oh, the one you shot by a wide margin. That one's bloodied.
Okay. I'll try to.
I imagine I probably could have killed mine if I hadn't rolled like an idiot.
Yeah, you could have done most of his health in one go. I think for once you. Oh no, you still passed their lowest CR.
Nice.
Although I definitely forgot one of their abilities. Did I?
I'll make him flat-footed.
I think I'm just gonna need everybody to make an extra save here in a second.
Then also, I'm marking Shaw as staggered now, so I remember it when we come back because it's gonna be 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, because we're not gonna do it on Thanksgiving. That'll hit as you blow the head off that one. It fades into purple particles. But I'm gonna give everybody give me a will save. We'll just say it happened at the top of this round rather than the top of the first round.
Sound good.
Doing the same thing again.
Okay.
There we go.
Best feat in the whole game, by the way.
I
Yeah,
might
it's
have to pick
such
that
a
up
good
at some
feat.
point.
It's honestly ridiculously good.
I think Jax had
Well,
improved
it costs
Iron Will.
a resolve, right?
It
Yeah.
does.
But I feel like you never
Still.
run out of resolve anyway, to be honest. So
I think Jax had improved Iron Will, improved Great Fortitude, and improved
yeah, I think you rerolled all
lightning
3
reflexes.
saves.
So quad.
Yeah, I just didn't hurt Jax a lot, as it turned out.
You walking fortress.
Believe it or not. I think there was definitely a lot of the smarter enemies started like fighting around Jax because they just couldn't do anything. Let's see. Everybody is gonna pass that. Unless there's no, everybody passes. Scorpio barely passed, but just managed to.
Oof.
And I believe you're all now immune for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yep,
well, and
you
again,
are.
if that was a fear effect, he and I would have had another +2 for as Vesk.
Oh, it was. Basically, they have an aura that functions like the confusion spell.
Mm.
But y'all pass. So it's okay. All right. We'll pause there. Mark down anything we need to mark down. And we will come back after Thanksgiving.
All right, sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
GG, guys.